Hillside Stadium for today's BCFC game against the visiting West Shore, visiting VI Raiders and your Kamloops Broncos. The Kamloops Broncos acknowledge that we are located on Kamloops Secwepemc territory, situated within the unceded ancestral lands of the Secwepemc Nation. We honor and respect the people, the territory, and the land that houses our community. Please welcome to the team of the visiting VI Raiders. Fields. Number 11, defensive line, Leighton Corby. Number 37, defensive line, Donald Shaw. Number 37, linebacker, Rich Landry. Number 55, linebacker, Sheldon Atkins. Number 34, linebacker, Vincent Boss. Number 24, linebacker, Aiden Blank. Number 38, defensive attack, Thomas Delgado. Number 39, defensive attack, Lucas Patterson. Number 21, defensive attack, Isaac McLeod. Number 8, defensive attack, Kay Hilly. And number 33, defensive attack, Keegan Burris.
Right away. Or they'll just do it over the PA. They do it over the PA. Yeah, there's nobody that does it. Some basketball. Was there? Yeah, sometimes there's. But I don't know. It'll be like by the stairs. Yeah, it'll be like right over there.
Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely you're looking at What? I can go up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able, remove your hats, and join our special guest, Carly Davenport, in the singing of the Canadian National Anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in our life must command. With glowing hearts we see thee right, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And that was Carly Davenport. I'm John Keane alongside James Bicknell as we get set for Week 3 of the BCFC matchup here at Hillside Stadium. It's the Kamloops Broncos. It is the Vancouver Island Raiders. And again with James Bicknell, I guess the good news is, James, somebody's got to win here today. 2 0-2 teams here set to kick it off.
Absolutely, John. And the weather couldn't be any better. A little bit of breeze out there just to keep things interesting, but it was hot. I did a lap pregame, and it was it's a scorcher out there today. So here's hoping the players stayed hydrated and are ready to go for today's action.
Yeah, so how hot? 38 degrees was the temperature at field level, feeling more like 41 with the humidity. So it is a scorcher, like James pointed out. We'll see if that temperature drops off, but if you've been part of this heat wave, James, the last week or so, we're talking if it's 38 now, it might get down to 35 in the fourth quarter, so there's not going to be a lot of relief here tonight.
Yeah, I was working outside all week and a bunch of outside yard projects after that, and once they get about 7:30, you really notice the heat drop off. It's a beautiful time of evening. So
you work so much harder than me, I must say. Outdoor activity, it's just when you're on a headset and you're on a microphone, it's we take that for granted. So thanks for putting in the hard work for us. Appreciate it,
John.
James.
If I had your voice, I would not be working this hard. I can assure you of that.
Well, we'll see what comes out today. The VI Raiders are 0-2, but you look at their body of work so far, they've had 2 losses, but they've been close losses to Prince George, and then they hung with the Okanagan Sun last week. So that tells me, under Andrew Harris doing their recruiting this year, that this is a much improved VI team that was 0-10 last season, and this will be a load for the Broncos, who won the matchup back in September 30th on this field last year.
Well, and they've got that quarterback out of Wyoming, Sadler Smith, who's looked pretty good so far this year. He's got to adjust a little bit to the Canadian game, but you're totally right. A great pickup from Andrew Harris, and it'll be a tough matchup. He likes to run around. He likes to scramble. We were watching a highlight package before the game, and he's tough to bring down. It should be a fun one to watch on their side.
Well, you always look at it in the highlight packages, right? There were some nice plays from the Wyoming pivot for sure. For the Broncos, 2 losses. They hung with West Shore in Week 1, the defending league champions. They were blown out in Chilliwack against the Valley Huskers, so they'll be looking for a bounce-back effort here at home tonight.
Yeah, anytime you get blown out, you watch the tape once, you move on, and you forget about that. That Week 1 loss, you're not going to totally excuse it, but they did have that horrific injury for Ashton Jackson, the offensive lineman, and emotionally that can be really devastating for a team. So to hang in there, that's awesome for the Broncos. You really want to see them come out and have a good week this week. Both squads are 0-2, so obviously everyone's trying to get their first win, but if you're the Broncos, this is your best opportunity right now.
Glad you mentioned Ashton Jackson. We'll say hello to him and his family back in Alberta. They, of course, the injury to Ashton is season-ending, we're told, and it was more than one injury on that leg. It was several injuries, so a bit of a longer road ahead for Ashton. We want to wish him the best. I know the ambulance was on the field. I had a lot of questions all week just on his status, so hopefully, Ashton, you're in better spirits and feeling well, and you can cheer on the guys here from afar and maybe lead them to a victory here in Week 3 as the Broncos get set to kick off here to the VI Raiders. And the Broncos here will start on defense. Their defense was announced as the starters before the game, And we're going to do a short kickoff here to start. Look out. And Meikle get his hand up, and I don't think he touched it. Colton Meikle trying to touch that at center field here in the near sidelines, James, but it's going to be an illegal kickoff here before the game.
How about the Broncos?
And we're going to do a short kickoff here to start. Look out. And Meikle get his hand up, and I don't think he touched it. Colton Meikle.
To a T. He thinks he's going to get every single onside kick recovery. He puts his number 1 receiver, number 6 prospect in all of Canada, according to CJFL, puts him out on the very end and says, just throw this ball out of bounds and let's go steal a possession. But nothing doing on that one. I'm sure we'll see it again.
Well, I mean, it's great field position here for VI, and quarterback Sadler Smith listed at 6'2". He's coming off a big game where he passed for over 300 yards last week. He's in under. 2 in the backfield, and he will pass. He'll roll to his right now, look over the middle of the field. Has a wide open receiver. It is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score on the very first offensive play of the game. Paul Romanoff was Romanoff to the end zone. It's early 6-0 here for the VI Raiders.
Hands on the hips for the Broncos defense. I don't know how you get that wide open in the middle of the field. That's just a simple post pattern. Little play action from under center. You don't see that a lot in the CFL game. And there's no safety. Keegan Curtis nowhere to be found. I don't know if he was blitzing on that play, but I got to tell you, that is the absolute worst start for the Broncos that you could have. You don't get the onside kick, you give up good field position, and then a 55-yard touchdown. That's not the way that Coach Vanke had drawn it up this morning.
Sterling Henry will add the extra point. It is down, and it is low, but it is through. But you're right, the formation did not exactly tip the hat to that play at all, or tip the hand to that play, because wide open was Romanoff here. You assume, okay, 2 in the backfield, in under, you think a run, a conservative run to start the game. But I guess there's some tricks on the VI side as well. They came with tricks after the onside kickoff attempt here for the Broncos.
There's nothing tricky about that play. That's just under center. This is like the most basic form of football, is quarterback goes under center, play action, boots to the right. I just don't know how you let a receiver get that open in the middle of the field. Coverages break, and that happens, but in the middle of the field where your best defensive player is supposed to be, your strong safety, your free safety, he's just nowhere to be seen on the screen. So I don't know what the play call was defensively, but you're not allowed to get that wide open.
Lucas Patterson was trailing in coverage, and again, we don't know if that was his man or not, but it's sometimes in that case you don't want to even be in the shot, right, for highlights that are not even highlights, but just breaking down tape come next week. So Broncos start in a bit of a hole, and they'll now be receiving the kickoff, and Caleb Sens back, and he was busy last week, and they will keep it away from Caleb Sens. And taking off here up that right side to start, a little bit of room, and eventually Colton Peterson is knocked out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. So Caleb Sens had 7 returns last week for 188 yards, and they'll keep it out of his hands here to start the game.
Colton Meikle is the engine that gets this Broncos offense going, but Caleb Sens is my favorite player on offense to watch. He is explosive, electric, just get the ball in his hands and things happen. He is fearless over the middle of the field as well.
He had an 88-yard touchdown reception last week in Chilliwack, which amounted for most of the Broncos offense. All right, handoff early, not much room. Jagorczyk, not much happening. And I'm not even sure he got back to the line of scrimmage here, James. Looks like maybe a loss of a couple.
Yeah, the Raiders' defensive line is just living in the backfield on that play. Nowhere for Jagorczyk to go. So we'll see how long Vanke wants to stick with the run game. I know he's pretty proud of his running game. He loves his running back. So hopefully offensive line will open up a few holes coming up.
It is Clark Snyder at quarterback. He split last week, getting half of the snaps or so. Now he'll air it out. Has a receiver into double coverage. Knocked down. We see a flag. No flag. I thought that back official was reaching for that flag and just couldn't find it and said, heck, I'm not going to throw it. And it'll be third down.
It was a little bit underthrown, and I think he would just kind of tripped on his own feet and was going down. I think that's a good no flag. I think sometimes we see the flags come out on unintentional touches, and I think the official did a good job leaving the flag in his back pocket on that.
Agreed. You're throwing that up as a prayer almost, and why should a team be rewarded with a flag in double coverage sometimes? So it is a punting situation. That means Barsick will be out to handle it. Braden Barsick. He has been a busy punter so far this year. Standing back around his own 13, and he will let it go. A high kick, the wind will grab, knock it down near midfield, takes a bounce back on the Broncos side of center. It's going to be a no yards call for sure here as it's jumped on around the 45. And once again, it'll be great field position with this penalty for the VI Raiders.
Defense didn't get long to talk things over. They've only gotten to see one play from the VI Raiders, so we'll see what the defensive coordinator of the Broncos has drawn up. Maybe just more of a basic coverage and keep Keegan Curtis back in the middle of the field so you don't give up another big passing play.
Well, you mentioned the 55-yard passing touchdown last week. Sadler Smith, 20 for 36, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And 339 yards. So that's quite the day. And now he will hand off, looking for a little bit of room, not a lot. And I believe that's Giancola on the handoff. Yeah, it was Giancola. He'll get a lot of touches in the backfield, but not much there on first down.
Just a basic power play. They pulled the tackle around the end, but the Broncos did a good job of gang tackling Giancola on that one. You need as many bodies if you're the Broncos. They haven't tackled well the first 2 weeks, so the more bodies you get around the ball, the better for this Broncos defense.
Mitch Landry, the Kamloops kid, was one of the tacklers in on the mix, lining up now out of the shotgun. Sadler Smith back to pass. He's pressured, flushed out of the pocket. He'll range to his left. Will he take off? No, he'll air it up, and he has a receiver. It is caught, and that is going to be first down yardage, and that is the go-to man himself, Ruben Bonsu, who has been one of the top targets in the BCFC here so far this year.
Sadler moves around really silky smooth back there, and that's going to be trouble for the Broncos if they want to send pressure and he's able to move around like this and find the open receiver. I don't know. That's going to be a long day for the defense.
Ruben Bonsu is having a great couple of games here so far. We'll get to those numbers in a second. Back to pass Smith. He'll be flushed again up the middle. This time it looks like he'll take off. Stumbling, throws it away. He had a receiver in the area. It looked like Blaze McCarty was in the vicinity, and that's an incompletion.
That's the better pressure. They came on different levels. Now, I thought that he was down, but I might have been wrong. I thought he used that ball to push himself back up, but that's our view from up there. The camera looked like he was still up when he threw that. So good job by Sadler to get that ball away and make it 2nd and 10.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and it's 2nd and 10. Ball spotted at the 24. He'll screen it out, has a man, and breaking one tackle and a little bit of more. It's Blaze McCarty, and McCarty's going to be very close to the first down. Should have it. He points and says, I have it. And looked like the Broncos could have tackled for a loss, but McCarty breaks that tackle, James, and gets the first down.
Aiden Kwang just not getting his angle right. He needs to come from the inside a little bit more. He had help right beside him, but there was no help on the inside. He's got to force that receiver to work his way to the outside there.
VI with the wind and with the lead and with the first down. They will fake the pitch. Smith chased out of the backfield. Now he'll unload. Lots of room here to move for Giancola. And Giancola scores standing up. Bit of a broken play perhaps, but Giancola and VI go 2 for 2 on their first 2 possessions, and wouldn't you know it, it is a quick 13-point lead.
I got to tell you, I don't know any defense that leaves a running back that comes out of the backfield wide open. That's someone's man that they just went, they faked it to him. He's not going to be involved in the play. Defensive line does a great job to get some pressure. Sheldon Aiken just puts all the heat that you could ever want on the quarterback. But if you're not going to cover your man, the running back in the flat, you're just going to give up 6 every time.
This to make it an even 14 on the convert. High snap brought down nicely and kicked through. Good hands by Marcus Harvey on the hold. And just like that, the Broncos, who were hoping that this would be a chance to pick up that first win on the season, a team that they have to keep below them in the standings if they want to make playoffs, James, and all of a sudden, it is 14-0 on a sweltering evening here at beautiful Hillside Stadium.
Well, the heat might be a bit too much for the Broncos defense, but it's not been for the Raiders offense. Sheldon, apologies there. Sadler Smith is looking just phenomenal at quarterback, and they're not doing anything fancy. They've run the ball one time, and the only thing he's been able to do, well, not the only thing he's been able to do, the only thing that's maybe gone a little bit awry for them is that Broncos have gotten a little bit of pressure. Outside of that, the offense is on schedule and looking like they're going to roll and put up 40, 50 points in this one so far.
Well, we had a chat with head coach Braden Van Conant before the game on the Broncos side, and he was well aware of Sadler Smith's abilities, called him the real deal, and so far proving that the Broncos will have to have an answer. Caleb Sens will go back, but he will not handle this one. Again, he will elude and get it off here to the other returner, and a little bit of room up the field here for Colin Peterson. Peterson chased out of bounds before he crosses the 20. Call it the 24-yard line, and long field here for the Broncos on their second possession.
Yeah, Caleb Sens really wanted that ball, but
did.
Miscommunication between him and Peterson there. But, Broncos offense, you've got the full field to work with. You're on the 24-yard line. Come out. Let's not see a run on the first play. Let's, work the ball out to one of our star receivers and just get some momentum going, as there's a little confusion getting another running back out onto the field, just looking a little disorganized for the Broncos right now.
Tanner Lasis comes in late to the game, and there's an early flag and a little bit of room for Jagorczyk. He's wrapped up as he crosses the 30-yard line from behind, but that flag likely in the area of procedure. James will wait and see what the call is. Usually when it's thrown right there at that point, some sort of illegal substitution is also possibility, and that's what we're going to see. So perhaps getting onto the field a little bit late, as you pointed out.
It's the first play. Your defense just gave up a touchdown. You typically know if you're on the field or not going out there. It's not like the play call's happening right after the special teams kick return there, but is what it is. The Broncos will have to get a little bit more focused, and they're back deep in the hole on 1st and 20.
This is a very big possession in this game already, I have to say. And back to pass Snyder. He will get it out to Sens. Sens trying to make some players miss. He'll get back near the original line of scrimmage. Felice Toscano in there to chase him out of bounds. Couple of number ones, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Good job by the offensive line to pick up the blitz. I thought that he had a face mask there at that part of the play. They didn't give it to him, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. But good job by the offensive line to pick up the blitzing linebacker, Caleb Charlton of the Raiders.
You're right, Sens grabbed his face mask to say, hey, no flag though, and here we go, 2nd and 10. Big play here for the Broncos early in this game. Snyder over the middle, throws in a double coverage, and we are going to see an interception and a flag as Denzel Aikion comes up with that ball, but there is a flag. Is it offensive or defensive pass interference?
I'm guessing that's going to be defensive pass interference. I think he's got every right to go get that ball the way that he did, but I think they're going to be calling that against the defense.
Braden Barsick got up right away, and it is defensive pass interference, so that is a big bonus and a break perhaps for the Broncos. Again, Snyder's throwing that up in a double coverage, and that's basically the best scenario you could come up with is to draw a flag, and that'll take it near midfield.
Yeah, he's maybe not getting all his reads right, but he had time, and the offensive line did a good job of picking up the blitz again on that play, so they seem to be holding up all right.
Not a spot foul, just a 15-yarder. So that'll spot it at the 39-yard line, and that's where the Broncos go to work after picking up their first down of the game. We're only just over 5 minutes deep inside this first quarter, and the Broncos in a bit of a hole, but plenty of time on the clock as they operate here on the near hash going right to left. Handoff, Jagorczyk runs near sidelines, tries to put his head down and get a couple, and he will get a few. And that's one thing that you won't see Coach Van Conant do, and that's abandon the run. He'll run his guys all game long. Down 14 early, he's not going to get away from that.
Look, no one's going to confuse me for an official stats guy, but that's the 3rd time they've run off tackle to the left. They're going to have to get a little bit more creative if they want to open up some running lanes. You can't just keep running the same play to the left and just changing a lead blocker here and there.
Colton Meikle yet to get involved. We'll see if this happens now. 2nd and 5. Snyder looks over the middle, over through Caleb Sens. And Caleb would have needed to be about 7'7" to bring that in. And a punting situation for the Broncos. But at least you're going into the wind. you do get that key first down, and you have a chance here to try to pin VI deep for their possession.
Yeah, I think Snyder wants that pass back. That came out a bit of a lame duck, and he also had Meikle one-on-one on the near sidelines after I say that, we keep working our way to the left side of the field. But, Snyder's got to decide if he has one-on-one coverage with Meikle, that's your opportunity to throw the ball up and let your receiver make a play, not when he's forcing it into double coverage.
Barsic takes the snap. He will punt it away. It's a good punt, again, into the wind. Will be handled at near the 30-yard line. This time on the fly, it's Savion Townsend. Townsend breaks one tackle. Still on his feet. He's going to be wrestled down here by Tayan Lloyd. And that will bring up a first down. And VI, the Broncos need an answer here on defense.
Yeah, the answer on defense should probably be something about keep it simple. And, I'll leave the rest of that phrase alone. But they've got to find a way. They've stopped the run the one time that they've tried to run the ball, but Smith just runs around so smooth back there. They're going to have to contain him and just hope that the back end of the defense holds up.
Sadler Smith will operate here from his 45-yard line. He will hand off. Giancola, not much room. He's able to break and tackle, though, and fight forward. Still on his feet. He will get 5 yards in what looked like, James, a few-yard loss. So great job by Giancola out of Winnipeg to make that happen.
Aiden Quang in the backfield, perfectly timed blitz. And this is where the rest of the tape he wishes would just get cut off, because coach is going to have a few words with him on that. When a coach dials up a blitz, he really wants to see success from it. So he'll be a little bit upset with that.
Brings up second and about 4. Shotgun here, Sadler Smith. 3 receivers, 2 receivers to his left. Early movement, thrown over the middle, has a man. It is caught, still on his feet. It's Paul Romanoff, but will this be coming back on a potential offside?
No, that's going to be on the Broncos, absolutely. Early movement from the defensive line. Free play for the quarterback. Yeah, throw it deep over the middle. And, boy, deep over the middle against the Broncos right now. I don't know what
a lot
is
of
going
open
on in
space
coverage. Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
There's 12 guys on the field, but it looks like 10.
So it is offside, and you were right on that. And, of course, that is declined. And look at this, already at the 36-yard line with the wind, with a 14-point lead. And the Broncos here trying to hold the Vancouver Island Raiders out of Nanaimo. They've pretty much covered Nanaimo to Parksville on the ground and through the air already in this one. And back to pass. No, delayed handoff. Giancola breaks one tackle, still on his feet. Rumbling across, first down yardage and more as he crosses the 25-yard line. And VI is again on the move.
I want to give the Raiders credit. I really do. The offensive line's doing a good job of blocking, but this is some of the worst tackling I've seen in defensive football history, possibly. I mean, a little hyperbole, of course, but it's not great. They're just going for arm tackles. There's not 2 or 3 guys. We talked earlier about gang tackles, and you're not going to be able to bring Giancarlo down one-on-one.
They've been able to get some extra yardage for sure. Again, flag flies. Receiver caught, and it's McCarty inside the 5-yard line. And what a name for Blaze McCarty. If you want to be a receiver, Blaze is a great name. But we'll see. Is this coming back?
I believe this is going to be against the Broncos as well. That's just a simple offside on VI. You'll be 1 for 1, and I'll be 0 for 1.
Well, I think I missed the first one.
Oh,
so,
did you?
Yeah. We're both batting 500 here. But that's a big break for the Broncos. That moves it to 1st and 15. Well, give the Broncos credit. They didn't have a lot of flags in week 1 as West Shore basically it was the flag bowl for West Shore. They still were able to come away with the win. The Broncos, though, obviously will have to clean it up. This one, though, on VI.
Yeah, that one on VI, but that receiver got way too open on just a basic in cut there.
Shotgun. Looks like they'll screen it out. They have Giancola. Giancola unable to break the tackle this time as he'll get across the 30-yard line, but that is good defense here by the Broncos on first down.
Aiden Quang trying to clean up that film a little bit right now. Look at him just fight off the blocker, get in there. Tackle's a little high. You know, I'm not here to critique too much, but a good job of bringing the ball carrier down on that one.
Hey, it's tough to be a defender this day. Can't tackle high, can't tackle low. We see the NFL new hip drop tackle rule here. So as a defender, you got a strike zone of about 2 feet here to work with. So Here we go. Second down. Sadler Smith over the middle, has a man, and shy of the first down, but maybe 3 yards shy. Another nice grab. This time it was Silas Gardner on the catch.
Smith did a good job of just hanging in the pocket. The Broncos are sending him blitzes, and if they're going to keep doing that, Smith, you're going to have to contain him in the pocket, and they don't have the back-end coverage right now to stick with that blitzing package. So it'll be interesting to see how long the Broncos defense coordinator wants to stay with that.
Big play here, 3rd and 3. They're going for it here. Shotgun, back to pass. Sadler Smith has a man, caught, and first down yardage. Quang trying to wrap him up, still fighting forward, still on his feet, stepping out of bounds. Parker Moskrip with the catch and run, and it'll be 1st and goal.
You watch the end of this play, and they're not trying to tackle. You know, he put a shoulder into a guy, and then they just let go. He's still in the field of play. He almost gets a touchdown out of that, and there's 4 Bronco players there. 2 are watching the game. There's lots of seats in the stands if they want to go be spectators.
That was not a great look. It is 1st and goal. Shotgun Sadler Smith. He will hand off. Giancola up the middle, fighting forward. Pyle trying to push, and he'll be short of the goal line as the Broncos were able to force that Pyle backwards, but likely 2nd and a yard.
I hated being in the middle of those scrums. Oh, that was the absolute worst. But, the worst was when you were at the bottom of the scrum. Afterwards, getting up wasn't so bad. But good job by the Broncos D-line to hold their ground a little bit more on that. But 2 yards in the CFL is CJFL, same rules. It's pretty tough to stop.
So we'll see what Sadler Smith does. Does he keep this one himself? Looks like he might. Nope, he will hand off. Giancola wrapped up, though. Broncos maybe a yard loss as they read that one well. In the mix was Isaac Matterdy and a couple other Broncos there to keep Giancola out of the end zone.
Yeah, they tried to bounce that to the outside, and the Broncos were sending a blitz on that side. Good job by the defense to stiffen their back. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. So this could be a game-changing play for the Broncos.
A second gamble of 3rd and 3. This time, though, 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Smith looks to his left into one-on-one coverage in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Executed well. It's Silas Gardner in the back of the end zone. And just like that, VI is up 20 here in the first quarter.
One-on-one coverage. I mean, that's CFL football. It's a big end zone. You want to put that ball back into the corner where only your guy can get it. Beautiful job by Smith, the quarterback, to put that up there. A little bit of pressure in his face. Good job, but Tayan Lloyd in coverage was just a little bit overmatched on that play. Just got behind his receiver and couldn't recover.
One thing that Coach Van Kent was excited about was that he gets Sheldon Aitken back, who did not play in Week 2 due to injury, and then he gets Maxime Bosk back at linebacker, so he was happy to get his 2 linebackers back full force, but they've just been sort of in the middle of the action, and that ball's been tossed around them or over top. And now the snap is fumbled here. It's a yard sale, and the convert will be no good. But still, VI has to be very happy with a 20-0 lead with the wind here, and still plenty of time in this first quarter.
Yeah, I don't want to blame the wind too much for the Broncos' defensive woes thus far. I would say you're probably looking at, they had a couple of good plays or they had a couple of good tackles, but you got to get 4 or 5 good plays together, right? Like, unless you're getting a 3 and out, you've really got to shore up your tackling. Hopefully no miscommunications on the kick return this time for the Broncos. You know, Sens and Peterson back there really, let one of them get it, get the other one lead blocking, and you got to find a way to get a little momentum back in your favor, even if you're just putting tilting the field the other way. Get to midfield and punt, get the Raiders forced deep in their own territory, but you're at a point where you definitely need points.
Yeah, and this has to be a bit disheartening for the Broncos, who thought, okay, this was one on their schedule that they would compete with, a team they beat last year, a team that, was 0-10 last year. Let's see if the Broncos can turn things around. Again, handle. This time it is Caleb Sens. He'll look for room up the middle. It has some room. Caleb Sens is explosive, and now look out. He's in a foot race up the right sidelines. Sens trying to beat his defender wide, puts on the brakes, cuts back in the middle of the field, still on his feet. James, you wanted a momentum swinger, and you just got one courtesy, as you called him, one of the most explosive players in the CJFL.
And he is
fearless. He goes right up the middle. He sees his lane. He's trying to work it open by starting by going to his left. He cuts hard to the right the minute he sees the gap. Just didn't quite have the closing speed to get by.
Sterling Henry was there. And a bit of a foot race here, but if you're the Broncos here, this is your opportunity that you've been gifted with courtesy Caleb Sens, and you can see why they were trying to keep it away from Caleb Sens on those kickoffs. So here we go. Snyder, shotgun. He will run it. It's Jagorczyk trying to beat a man wide. Cuts back on the middle of the field, and just not much happening on first down. Looks like a loss of 1 or 2, and that forces the Broncos into 2nd and long.
You're going to make me say it. That's the 4th run to the left side off tackle, and it's getting a little predictable. It's always on first down, and you've got to expand the playbook a little bit. If you're in this good of field position, you have to come away with 7. Don't come away with 3.
You
come
go
away
for
with
it?
7.
I mean, pending what happens here, like, maybe 3rd and 5, if you can get to that 3rd and 5.
If you get some yards on this, you can go for it. Otherwise, you got to go for the field goal.
Snyder over the middle, has a man caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown. Broncos are on the board. Threading the needle to Brock Dufort. Dufort's in for 6, and you can credit Caleb Sens and that special teams unit for getting the Broncos in great position.
Just a great design and concept. He has the inside slot receiver take the safety away. Dufort cuts underneath. He becomes the open man. They had pressure in Snyder's face coming down the barrel there, so a good job by him to stand in there, get the ball to his receiver. Brock Dufort, one of the more underrated receivers on this team. He's been around for a couple of years, and he's come up with some big catches.
Looks like they're going for 2 here as well. Snyder in the backfield. Now we noticed Reese Huber, the kicker, was scratched this evening. And now we're going to get a timeout here, are we? I think we are.
VI just called a timeout.
Probably didn't expect the Broncos to be going for it here, going for 2 instead of kicking the single. But going back a play before that here, I was all worried about a 3rd down gamble situation, but we won't have to worry about that here in this case.
Well, I mean, you can always be unpredictable as long as you're predictable on first down. And
Good point.
We'll get a kickoff coming up here, and how much you want to bet Vancanet wants to get back into this game and is going to go for another onside.
Well, I mean, that would be a tall task. The art of surprise might be lost a little bit going for it on back-to-back kickoffs. But Broncos here regardless. And you know what? I was thinking, was that basically because, they don't, if they're missing their kicker, Reese Huber, maybe they don't have a guy that can kick it really deep here. So perhaps that played into it here. We'll know that at the end of the game. But regardless, the Broncos here will go for 2. And they'll try to cut the deficit to 12 on a matter of 2 plays.
All set up by that massive kick return from Sens and a great 2nd down throw by Snyder. We'll see.
Caleb full Sens. All right, here we go. Back to pass Snyder. He'll look to his left. Has a man looking for Sens. But we are going to see a flag. Who's it against? It looked like Sens almost turned into the defender there for a second. And he's down on slow getting up in the end zone.
Yeah, Kea Saunders was all over Sens' face there. That's a tough one. I know he's throwing the arms out like he's very confused as to what happened, but that's a pretty easy penalty call for the official there.
So that should put the ball at the 1. They're trying to sort out exactly where the ball's going to be here, but that should move it to the 1 yard line, and it looks like some bigger bodies coming in for the Broncos. Maybe they try to rush this one across the line. You got Dillon, your short yardage quarterback here, Amaris Dillon out of the United Kingdom. Maybe it's time to bring him into the game.
Hey, could be fun. I would like to see, if we are going to run the ball, a play that's not off tackle to the left. Always fun.
Okay.
They do have a 20-yard end zone now. The play worked out. They're
it.
throwing right at the end zone line.
Yeah.
It would be great to see them going a little bit, exposing a little bit more of the end zone.
There used to be a game that you'd play in bars called QB1, and if you were doing, the run left option for Broncos, you'd be leading the nation right now, perhaps on the bonus factor there too. I'm not sure people know what I'm talking about QB1, but it was around there in the 2000s, and Not a bad way to spend Monday Night Football. Tell me that.
Yeah, just guessing a
Yeah.
few plays as to what's
great.
going on.
That's
I don't
great.
know.
Yeah, we're all offensive coordinators, I guess, deep down.
I'm not much of a gambler or a very good prognosticator, but I am going to call my shot that Vanke's going to go for the onside kick.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see if right now Coach Van Kennett getting the options here from our head official this evening. You can see a bit of a breeze on Coach's shirt there, so it's not like the air is stagnant, but it is warm out there. Again, I'm still seeing 37 degrees in Kamloops right now as we speak. That's an airport temperature. This turf up here, I think it's a little bit warmer even. Makes it sort of a little bit hotter for those conditions when it gets hot. So
It's those
it's a tough
rubber
one.
pellets
Yeah.
in the field that really retain the heat. They're just those black pellets, but yeah, the heat is something that they'll have to be fighting for about another hour here, and then it'll cool off. But there's nothing worse than being outside and dealing with warm air being blown into your face.
You know what? I would think that it would be a Bronco advantage. You know, I just spent about a week in the Nanaimo area, and it was cool and, you know, nice ocean breezes. You know, the Broncos, they practice in this all the time, right? You know, in the heat wave, but not so far. So we'll see how that plays out later. But we do see Snyder going forward here for this 2-point conversion. Eventually, they'll get organized. We've seen a timeout, we've seen a penalty, and we're still in this conversion here. Let's see if it gets executed now. Back to pass, Snyder looks to his left, he'll lob it up, looking for Mikko. Mikko is tied up, and it will fall incomplete. Mikko was heavily guarded. He's looking for a flag, and he won't get one. Regardless, it's a touchdown for the Broncos. They trail 20-6.
Well, Sevion Townsend came up with that ball, but Schneider really just lobbed up another one of those ducks. It just floated in the air. Mikkel went up to go get it, but, you know, they were both jockeying for position on that. I'm very okay with keeping the flag in there and getting off of the extra point to convert, but not Snyder's best pass of the game. We'll leave it at that.
I think, you know, he sees Mikkel. He's like, okay, just win a jump ball, right? Like, get it up there and see if Mikkel can, you know, overpower his defender.
He's got to get that more to the boundary if that's going to be the case, though. You can't.
Good point, yeah.
Oh, they took the penalty yardage on the kickoff there, so they applied it at the 55. He's absolutely going for an onside kick. Has to be.
Well, that actually increases the odds of your prognostication. Let's see. No, he'll pound it deep this time.
It's just a deep onside kick, John.
Yeah, that's what it is. Up the left side, a little bit of room, and fighting forward, that looks like Sevion Townsend. He's had an active game so far, and taking the penalty yardage. There is a flag down on the far side of the field. We'll wait and see on what that is in the area. It's in the area of offside on the kickoff.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that actually is the call.
Yeah, you'd probably want to add that to the return yardage and just call it good. I don't think you necessarily want the Broncos to re-kick and give Vanke a chance to make me right.
Yeah. All right, so I think they are going to just take the yardage here. And again, the Raiders offensively, well, they're going to make him re-kick.
They're going to make him re-kick.
Well, you know, there's something to be said about making the defenders run again down the field. That's something you see now and then as a you know, an advantage for the return team.
If you're VI, though, your offense is red hot. Just get your offense back out on the field. You're not really worried about field position. You guys have just been dominating the game offensively. You want to keep that momentum in your favor.
You had good, decent field position. You didn't fumble the ball. Like, just get on it, right, and let's play football, right? But they will elect to kick off this time from the 50. Now would be the time for the onside kick, right? All right, let's see. And it will be Cohen Freeze booting it deep, so he can get it deep. We can see that. And it is returnable. Up the middle, little bit of room. Still on his feet fighting forward. I think that was Harmon Ahula. And Ahuya will get it up across the 30. And the, as you mentioned, red-hot offense for VI gets back in the field.
They gained about 5-10 yards on that play, so, you know, I'm glad we kicked off, glad we did it all again, and Coach got an extra 10 yards out of it, but hopefully that didn't take the wind out of his sails on offense too much.
37-yard line is where they will scrimmage this offensive-minded first quarter of football. Still in the first quarter, plenty of points. Broncos have given up the most points in the BCFC this year through 2 weeks, 94 points. and it has not been a good first quarter for that. And up the middle this time, a little bit of room, but not much. Silas Gardner on the carry.
This Broncos defense is blitz happy as they sent another guy off the edge. If there's any kind of play action, no one had held their water or anything like that, but a great play by Michael Fields, the defensive lineman, to just wrap up the tailback there and take him down to the ground.
My apologies, that was Jack McLeod to the McLeod family. Jack gets a carry, and everybody's happy in the McLeod household. They're like, finally, my son gets the ball. All right, here we go. Over the middle now, flags fly. Sadler-Smith has a receiver. He bullets it in there. It is first down yards and more for the load that is Parker Moskrip. But again, we'll see what that flag is all about.
What a great catch. It was a little bit behind him, had to go up over the middle of the field, but he's just fearless in the middle of the field. Keegan Curtis is a good safety. He's not a hard-hitting safety. He's a guy who's going to turn the ball over. So,
it is coming back. But I'm impressed with that connection between Sadler-Smith and Moskrip. It's like Moskrip's like a big tight end here. He's hard to tackle. He gets up and gets balls. He's got good hands. Because we've seen Sadler-Smith really rip that ball in here so far today.
Hey, he's happy to throw it. He scrambled earlier in the game. He's not looking to run. He's just, tough to contain, and he wants to get that ball downfield as much as possible. So I'll be shocked if he doesn't air it out on this second down play.
Didn't get the call, but I'm assuming it was offside. They marched it back 5 yards. We've been told it was offside. And here we go, 1st and 15. One in the backfield. Sadler-Smith shotgun, back to pass. He will look and has his man caught. Room to run, near sideline. Takes a big bump, couple of number 8s in the mix, but Ruben Bonsu is able to get near first down yardage.
There's just not a Bronco on the boundary. Good job of bringing that one in. It was just a little bit outstretched for him, but runs towards the boundary, picks it up, and that's going to be a first down for the Raiders.
Bonsu is a guy you'd want to watch. You want to make sure you have a man on him. He's just been dominant in the past couple of weeks here so far. The opening week, 6 catches, 110 yards. Last week, 8 catches for 147. So mark down number 8 if you're the Broncos D. Shotgun Sadler-Smith again, and he will look to pass. Well protected now, flushed out of the pocket. Pressure coming. Sadler-Smith takes off. He's going to go for the near sideline, fight forward, and get about halfway to a first down. He's pursued well on the play by Leighton Krupe.
I thought that was Maxim Bosk at the end of that play who came in and just kind of forced him out of bounds. A good job there to limit the damage as much as possible, but the entire time he was scrambling to his right, Smith is looking downfield, looking for targets. That's a dangerous quarterback right there.
Sure is. Sometimes, you get flushed and you just, I wouldn't say panic, but your instinct is to get to the sideline and maybe get a yard or two. But you're right. Looking downfield, he's cut it now to second, call it 6 near midfield. Smith, shotgun, backfield empties. He'll look to his left, has a wide open receiver again. Far sideline 40, still on his feet, 35-yard line. And again, it's Blaze McCarty having a great first quarter. He'll move the stakes.
He doesn't have to be a speedster if they're going to leave him that wide open on the sidelines. There's 3 Broncos that are just completely out of position, whether it's zone or man. I'm very confident in saying there's 3 guys out of position on that play. So interesting defensive play calls. They're going to have to figure something out for the second quarter, try to settle everyone down and start finding their zones, finding their man, and just sticking to them a little bit tighter.
Through one quarter, John Keane along with James Bicknell. We're on Telus Optic, channel 1981, also online, BCFC TV. I want to say a special thank you to the Broncos Gold sponsors this year, including Stingray Radio, Cooper Equipment Rentals, Western Belting, and the silver sponsors this year, Castanet, Blue Grotto, Night Shift on 5th. That's where James is headed after the broadcast, and Southwest Glass as well. Here's the Broncos. 2 sides flip the field, and first down here for the Raiders.
I've done my partying days. I'm a little bit older. Give me a nice pub to just go have a beer at.
Agree, 100%. We've done that before. And we get set now for the VI Raiders here on first down. So we'll see if that wind is a factor. If you're a throwing quarterback like we've seen, Sadler, obviously, now it changes a little bit here, the dynamic into the wind, and he will run the ball. Giancola up the middle, gets about halfway towards the first down, good carry on first down. That's Jack McLeod on the carry.
McLeod family is not going to be happy
Nope.
with you, but
Nope.
that's all right. They're happy their boy had a good run up the middle. Anytime you can pick up 5 yards on first down, you've done something tremendously right up the middle, right where your defense should be some of its strongest. But good job by McLeod with that carry.
Call it 6. It's 2nd and 4. Shotgun here, Sadler Smith. He will hand it off again. No, he'll keep it himself. Broncos, though, sniff that out. And a good play and a nice tackle for a loss. And you can welcome to the game Tayan Lloyd. He comes up and forces 3rd down, loss of 2.
Hey, earlier in the game, they ran a play where if the quarterback would have kept it for the Raiders, if Smith would have held it, he would have had a lot of daylight. And, you talk about that stuff on the sidelines. And they had their opportunity there, but a good job by the defensive line to hold their water and not give anything up.
Instead of trying what would be about a 37-yarder, VI will go for it here, 3rd and call it a long 6. Back to pass. Sadler Smith has a man into coverage, and that should be first down yardage. Going up to get it is Paul Romanoff, and he's having a big game, and Romanoff should move the sticks.
That was an excellent job getting his foot down. The Bronco defender that was there was just trying to keep him in the air and push him out of bounds, but a great job by Romanoff. He got 2 feet down. I'm quite certain of that.
It will be a first down, and that has to be demoralizing. You force the team into basically 3rd and 7, and they still find a way to move the chains and get the first down. On the near hash, wind is also not only at VI, it's blowing from near sideline to far sideline, as you see it on your screen as well. Back to pass, pump fake, now a little bit of room. He'll throw into the end zone, has a man intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone, and the Broncos get out of jail. And it is, of course, a guy we talk about a lot on our broadcast, Keegan Curtis. He comes through with the big interception. You just pointed that out here last possession.
Boy, he's sneaky back there. I don't know if he gets carte blanche to just play center field, but they pump faked that screen down low, and he's not a big, heavy hitter. He's not looking to hit someone down in the flats. He's going to stay deep in that center field spot. Romanoff runs deep, and there's Keegan Curtis just kind of hiding out by the goalpost, blending in, and manages to come away with that one.
Well, there you go. I lost Keegan Curtis too. I just saw it was one-on-one coverage. Didn't see him, and he's kind of snuck. He was camouflaged in the end zone there and came away. So they will put the ball at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will scrimmage here. They'll work with the win for the first time, and they'll throw it out here to Caleb Sins. That's a live ball, everybody. It's jumped on, and is VI on that ball? I think they are. That was a backwards pass, and that is a live ball. And if you're going to make that play, James, you absolutely have to execute it.
Throwing the ball backwards at this part in the field is a tough look. The swing pattern, it was open. It was a little bit of a uniqueness in the offense, and you can just see the running back gets his hand on it, tips it forward, and just all the momentum you just gained, you just gave away with one. You can blame the play call, you can blame the execution, but at the end of the day, the result is the result, and you now have to try to get momentum and stop VI when they're on your 17-yard line.
Jake Smith was the one that ended up on that fumble, and it's 1st and 10. They will give to the back. And fighting forward, looking for a little bit of yards. Jack McLeod still fighting, and he'll be tackled. But Jack McLeod's become a bit more of the featured back here lately.
Absolutely. Jake Giokis, I'm going to go with Giokis. He pulled on that play, number 64, and I'm just watching offensive linemen. It's what I played. I love the offensive line. He pulled. He got his hands on about 3 different Bronco defenders, and that's always good for a running back like McLeod. Anytime you get a lead blocker in front of you who's just getting hands on multiple defenders, you feel untouchable.
You're built like a wide receiver, but you played O-line, so that one's tough to explain.
I was scrappy. No one else wanted to play it either.
It is 2nd and a yard. Flags fly. Sadler Smith takes off up the middle to the 5, fighting forward to the end zone. He's in. It's a touchdown pending the penalty flag. We will see what the call is, but Sadler Smith has been a dual threat so far in this first half.
Looked a little bit like Superman jumping into the end zone, but that flag is in the territory of offside, so I'll be interested to see.
Offside VI, so take the points off the board and move them back 5 yards. There's been a couple of big penalties that have hurt VI on a couple of big plays, and that was another one offside. You know, offensive, like offside on the offense, that for me is tough to swallow. Like, I mean, a case, though, could be made that there's offside on almost every play, especially with the waggle. But here we are. It's 2nd and about 8.
It's always interesting that they let it play out, but I guess the defense gets a chance to try to get the ball.
All right, back to pass. Sadler-Smith looking to his right, looking like he was going to take off, rolling to his right now. He'll throw it into the end zone, and it is near. It is a touchdown. Near far corner of the end zone, and punching the ticket for 6. It is Blaze McCarty, who is having a big game here in Kamloops.
He had a couple of receivers open in the back of the end zone, and whatever reason he wasn't able to get his feet under him to throw it that way. He just kept coming back to this right side. At least the coverage on Blaze was sticky, but they had 2 wide open receivers in the back of the end zone. Smith is the real deal at quarterback, absolutely.
Well, there you go. And Sadler-Smith continues to throw for touchdown passes. The convert this time is through. Raiders 3 for 4 in convert attempts so far, and they go up 27-6 on this sweltering night. And if you're the Broncos, James, I think the one thing that we've harped on a lot is secondary and pass defense and blown assignments, and that won't sit well with this football club here, you'd think, as they get closer to halftime.
Yeah, the Avery Dunster's the defensive coordinator. He's not going to be thrilled with the coverage on the back end, but I'm going to give my share of blame to the offense there. You just got momentum from your defense. You just got your own touchdown, but it wasn't a lot of it wasn't to do with your own back. It was Caleb Sens on the kick return, getting you most of the way down the field. You get the touchdown, and then you immediately turn the ball over in the red zone after your defense gets a stop. That's just a little bit demoralizing, and now you've got to go out there and prove to your defense that you want to be here and you want to put up points. You've got to go out there, march the ball down the field a little bit of a ways. But full credit to the Raiders offensively. I said earlier the Broncos are playing defense with 12 guys, but it looks like 10. Offensively, it looks like the Raiders are playing with 14. It looks like they've got open receivers all the time.
Look at the two teams' benches. VI did not travel with a lot of players this week. We'll see if that's a factor later in the game with this heat. Kickoff will bounce, and it will be handled near the 20, 25-yard line and a little bit more. And on the return, that time, again, it was Colton Peterson. He has handled most of the returns. We do have a flag down. More on the near sideline here after the play. We'll see who that is going against.
That's going to be against number 25, Josh Thiessen, just blocking to the whistle. But I got to tell you, there's a difference between blocking to the whistle and blocking to the whistle when the play is on the far side of the field and you're getting a little bit scrappy. This is going to be a good call by the official.
So that likely will move it back 15 yards. Let's see. Are they going to actually? You know what? They're marching.
It's on VI.
They're marching it against VI here.
It's not like hockey. They'll just pick one every time. You want no offsetting penalties here.
So that all of a sudden turns into great field position all the way to the 45-yard line. Unnecessary roughness to call, and let's see if the Broncos here can get it going on offense. And you mentioned it, their touchdown basically set up by the Caleb Sens kick return. And let's see them operate now. Ran the ball a lot on first down, shotgun, and they will throw this time. They'll get it in the hands of Colton Meikle, the top receiver. He'll take it out across midfield, get first down yardage and more, and that's what you got to do. Find a way to get the ball into the playmaker's hands, and Colton Meikle, we know, third-year player in this league, he is a playmaker.
You can get the ball in his hands anytime, and it's going to be a successful play. Just going back to that kick return, I want to say for Josh Thiessen, got the explanation on the sideline. The VI Raider player had grabbed his face mask, so little scrappiness was called for when that happens, and Broncos get the penalty. So apologies to Thiessen's family. The Thiessens will be mad at me, and the McLeods will be mad at you.
Our sideline reporter, Steve Rogers, able to relay that information to us. And now a throw down field, but nobody there. Snyder just getting rid of it. He was pursued from behind by what looked like trying to get a number over there, but some of the numbers might be missing. I thought that was a 98. I don't have a 98 on my roster here tonight for VI, so I apologize to, we got Jackson Lazinski listed as a D lineman, so that was Lazinski able to get down there. Oh, sorry, let's see. That's a VI Raider? No. No, we don't got a 98 on that side. I can tell you, though, he provided the pressure.
Excellent job by him. Schneider getting the ball away, living to see another day. Good job by him. Throw into open space. You'd like to see a Bronco somewhat near there, but good job to retain possession and try to pick up a first down on this one.
All right, so midfield, 2nd and 10. Snyder throws it left side. No one in particular looking for Caleb Sens, but the defensive backs had really backed off for VI, and that was thrown basically where no one was going to get it. Good coverage. It's 3rd down, and you can tell that VI are really keen on Sens and Mikkel, especially in 2nd and long scenarios.
Yeah, and the touchdown went to Dufort, so it would be nice to see Snyder start spreading the ball around a little bit. You do want to force the ball into Mikkel every once in a while, but you don't have to keep going to the well every single time. Quarterbacks typically get comfortable with it.
Look at this. Got a fake punt. Barsic will throw, looking for receiver. Flag flies, and they were looking for Mikkel once again. And a flag comes in, and is that going to be pass interference against VI? I think it will be. And, hey, we're Kamloops announcers. That I'm not too sure about here on the PI.
That was pretty good coverage. He came from – you can make the argument. I'm not going to make the argument, but just for the sake of television purposes, he comes from his back and, just a little too much contact with the receiver. But I thought he did a great job to get a hand on the ball.
Maybe over-celebrated his pass breakup. You don't want to be, that overconfident about things. Yeah, there was some contact.
He's got a little hand up high, but
yeah. I don't know. We're calling it pretty tight tonight. We're calling the PI very tight.
Oh, this is a gift for the Broncos right now, though. This drive has been sustained by a couple of penalties, a first down that they threw to Mikkel. All the yardage is kind of. It's in their favor now. They're on the correct side of half if you're rooting for the Broncos, and if you're the Raiders, you don't want to give up any more momentum right now. Like, this offense is just starting to warm up a little bit.
From the 45, Jagorza gets the carry. He'll try that left side again, and he'll get a few. Still on his feet here. Now the play ends. There's a battle going on between what looks to be receiver Brock Dufort and the defender on the far side of the field. They were going at it pretty good there for a second.
It's always fun to see the receivers blocking. They'll get a little bit too aggressive. Offensive linemen, they're tired at the end of the play. They like to just call it, we're good, shake hands. Receivers, they're scrappy. They have to run all over the field. They're willing to block a little bit longer. Plus, it's their opportunity to let out a little frustration against their defender.
That's right. Game within a game. Gain of 2 to Jagorzik on first down. So, again, it's a 2nd and long scenario. Back to pass. It's thrown. Mikkel has it, tackled low. He'll be short of the first down, but not by much. They target Mikkel, looks like about 2 yards short here for 3rd down.
It was a good job for him to bring that pass down. That's a bit of a suicide pass, throwing it up. He has to turn his body back into the field of play. The defender's closing in on him, but good job by Mikkel to bring that in. Make it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, and they're going to go for it in this part of the field. They need the points.
I think you have to. It would be about a 45-yard field goal with the breeze, and we'll see what they can come up with here on 3rd down.
They've got Sens and Mikkel at the they're going to call a timeout here, but they had Sens and Mikkel. I don't want to give away all the secrets of the Kamloops Broncos, but you can kind of get some tells when they put their 2-star receivers to one side.
Well, maybe trying to draw the defenders over. That's the short side of the field, too. There's not a lot of room to operate for those two. But timeout Broncos, they will think about this before going forward. Wanted to give a shout-out here to Elmwood High School in Winnipeg. That program has players on both sides of the ball, and we're told that the families all get together and watch some games. So we have Owen G. and Cola, who we've talked a little bit about here so far this evening. Nate Haliuk, defensive back. Nate, I apologize if I can't get that last name right, but Nate, also from Elmwood on the Broncos side. We're talking about Steve Akui. He is a defensive back. There's an O-lineman, Brandon Woodward, and I believe Devin Dirksen as well, all from Elmwood High School. So it's a bit of a little reunion here for the folks at Elmwood, and I'd like to say hello to everybody in Winnipeg.
Well represented. That's easy for me to say, as we got the short yardage quarterback in for the Broncos.
Check my game notes here to make sure I had everybody's name right on that front. And pushing forward here. Did they get a first down? Are they going to be short? This is going to be really close. They needed the 35-yard line. Where are they going to spot this ball? Jagorczyk put his head down. Looked to me that he got the 35-yard line.
He ran hard, but I got to tell you, off tackle to the left.
Yes, yes.
Oh, man. I don't like to be right on these things. I like to be proven wrong, as it's much easier as a broadcaster to sound dumb than to, keep harping on the same things over and over again. But that's an opportunity to get a little bit creative. You've got the extra wide field. You've got great receiving talent. Jagorczyk's a great running back.
I'd like to see a bigger back, though, take that. Like with shoulder to shoulder near that first down yardage. You hope a little bit of,
have Jagorczyk lead block for the short yardage quarterback. You know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, okay, here we go. They do turn it over on down. Sadler, quick throw, has a man near the 50-yard line, still on his feet. It's Paul Romanoff, who's been a big target here so far, along with Blaise McCarty and also Ruben Bonsu, 3 receivers. That is good for a first down, and they will move the chains.
We got an injured player at the back of the field. Looks like an offensive lineman for the Raiders.
Try and get a number over there if we can. Quarterback Sadler down there attending to his guy, and that looks to be Oscar Davos. And Davos pops up under his own strength, so hopefully he's okay, and he'll have to sit out here a play or two. We likely will see Davos back in the game.
Yeah, always good to see a player walk out from under their own power. Going back to Romanoff, he's roaming on his game right now.
Yeah.
There's, decently tight coverage on him, but he brings it in, breaks to the inside of the field. As, offensive coordinator, you love to see it. You want to see your guys breaking into the middle of the field before they start to work their way back out, because defenders are typically working their way from the outside in.
So after the play, spot the ball at the 49-yard line. It is a first down. And this offense for VI has looked good. Sadler Smith again. Flags fly right on the snap. Far side of the field, nobody over, but another flag coming from the back official here. And this game's being called very, very tight so far, especially that line of scrimmage.
Is your laundry day on Saturday? Mine's typically Saturday.
Boy, it's every day. It's every day in our house, it seems like. And we'll have to sort out both of these flags.
Well, the first one's probably going to be offside against VI, and then you're going to have some sort of coverage.
Some sort of maybe illegal contact?
Yeah.
Let's see what we have. Yeah, we're going to get illegal contact. So refresh me on the rules. I think we'll just play first down over, won't we?
Yeah, we'll probably offset. And, well, they moved it up 5 yards, so.
Okay, so they're saying 5-yard offside and the 10-yard illegal contact. I watch too much NFL. We get the by rule, we'll replay first down, but that's not the rule here, and they'll go up 5 yards.
Makes it so much easier, though, doesn't it? You get, the play wasn't going to happen because of the offside.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to count, so they're getting a free 5 yards when they already committed the penalty.
Yeah.
And the same should be going for the Broncos if it was vice versa. It's
Agreed.
Just confusing.
Let's change that rule. How about that? All right, they're going to hand it off this time. A little bit of room up the middle, fighting forward near first down yardage, and that's Owen Giancola back in the game out of Elmwood High School, and it looks like it'll be just shy. Are they going to give him the first down here? No. Second and about a yard.
Yeah. No, they're going to give him the first down after the head official goes and gets a look at it.
All right. You're right. They will move the chains here. They'll get the chain gang going.
That Raiders offensive line looks quite large from over here.
Yeah, they got some big boys. See if that's a factor in the second half in this heat. Into the wind, VI operating on offense. Sadler Smith back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, looks downfield. He will throw at the feet of his intended target. Incomplete. We'll call that a rare incompletion. He was looking for Harmon Ahuya.
Good job just to, buy a little bit of time. Not his best pass of the evening. We'll forgive him. He's had a few that were very on point, but that one was dangerously over the middle and not really near his intended target, at least not catchable for his intended target. So we'll we'll let that one slide for him.
2nd and 10. Early movement again, flags fly. Down the left sideline and incomplete. Looked like the ball was there for Ruben Bonsu. Couldn't hold it in. And there's a celebration going on for the Broncos, Isaac Mannerty, but I don't think he saw the flag fly like everybody else. I thought we were going to see offside against the Broncos.
Hey, he still gets to celebrate, though.
Yeah,
Manatee.
I guess so.
You separate the player from the ball. You did your job. It was a free play. They were going to be getting a bunch of yards, or they're going to be picking up 5 with the offside. You're okay with a little celebration.
I want
there.
the guys in the truck here to replay that one if they can, because I just think Bonsu dropped it. I thought he was in behind Mannerty, and that's still a couple of plays to go here. You're seeing on your screen, but that was Bonsu's been very sure-handed. I thought he had a chance to catch that, get a foot down.
He definitely did. He got Manatee caught him in the back, and I think he wasn't quite prepared for that going down to the ground after getting hit in the back.
We have a one-man crew in the truck, and Andrew does it all. He does absolutely everything. Directs, replays, sound, and this one is short up defensively. Did the ball come free as well? Is the ball out? It is. Are they going to say Bronco football here? Broncos came up with that ball, or was forward progress stopped? The officials here still saying it's VI ball. They might have this one wrong. Progress might have been stopped, but that ball was ripped out and recovered by the Broncos' Sheldon Aitken back in the lineup. What did you see?
Good job by Connor Shaw to get in that backfield as quick as he did and begin the tackle. If the official blows the play dead, it doesn't matter what really happens after. If they call the forward momentum, they call forward momentum, and that's it's a killer for the defense, and they got real fired up, but they forced VI to punt here. They've got no one back deep to return as Keegan Curtis.
This is the first punt, right? The first punt of the whole game here for VI. They've gone for it on every third down, and I'm surprised they're not going for it again. They'll angle it toward the near sideline. It'll bounce near the 20 and will be handled up the left side. Trying to find a little bit of room. Doing a pretty good job is Tayan Lloyd. Lloyd still on his feet as he crosses the 20, call it the 23. Ran a long way for maybe a yard. And it will be Bronco football. But the Broncos have to take that as a win. You force a punt out of VI here.
Yeah, you take that. Absolutely, you take that. Tayan Lloyd taking the long way to get back to the Broncos sideline. But, that's all right. He's not the usual returner. We've seen Keegan Curtis in the past go back to return punts. But the defense looked a little flat-footed, a little caught off guard that they were even punting. So just attention to detail, just not quite there for the Broncos, but now's their time on offense to prove me wrong.
See if they can put some points on the board here before the end of the half. They will screen it out. It's Mikko. Colton Mikko, the West Side product, fighting toward the far sideline. So he'll be near first down yardage. Tough to see it from our vantage point here across the field, but hey, that's just a simple play. They can run that all game if they want.
Hey, we're going to go back to offensive line play. Number 62, Brandon Woodward, your boy out of Manitoba, just goes flying downfield on that screen pass. One of my favorite plays that we ever ran when I was playing, a little zone screen, and the tackle would go sprinting out to go hit a corner. He looked like he had blood in his eyes to go get someone there. That was fun to watch.
It's a gain of 9, and they'll give to Jagorczyk trying to turn the corner. He'll have first down yards and more toward the far sideline and out of bounds. And I appreciate you watching the O-line, because as a play caller, you're looking at more the top targets. You're looking at the quarterbacks and the receiver downfield, and sometimes the O-line gets a little overlooked in the broadcast. But, James, that's why you're here. That's why you get paid big money to sit beside me here in the broadcast booth.
I had the good fortune to spend a lot of time with some good offensive line coaches back in my day. And, when you're a kid and you first get told you're going to be an offensive lineman, you're not overly thrilled about it. But you learn to love it.
First down from the 45-yard line. Snyder to pass will air it into double coverage, and Mikko trying to get through 2 defenders. That was a tall task with Igion and Haliuk there in coverage for VI, and that'll be second down.
It looked like Mikko kind of turned the Jets off because he was in double coverage. Looked like he was kind of surprised the ball was coming his way, but sometimes you get an idea in your mind and you just stick through it no matter what, and that was Snyder on that pass play right there.
Yeah, I think Vancouver Island, the Raiders here, really putting a premium on covering Mikko and Sens, because it's not like the Kamloops running game has been that explosive where you have to put 7 in the box to stop it. I think they're fairly confident they can stop it.
You're asking me to make a joke about just 2 guys to stop an off tackle on the left side. Don't do it, John.
Passing to the sidelines for Caleb Sens. And again, we talk Sens, we talk Miko, both targeted, both incompletions, and it will be 3rd down. And Snyder here is having a word with the head official here about something during that route. It'll be 3rd down.
No, you're not going to beat them by begging for penalties all the time. You're going to have to go out and take it. And, you know, that one coverage was into the pass to Miko was in double coverage. That pass, he's throwing to a spot. The spot was open. Sens just unable to get there in time. But Sens was bracketed by 3 guys there. He was getting to an open part of the zone. But, boy, it's a tough look on offense. Like, I get that you want to get the ball into your best playmakers' hands, and they got it to Jagorchik. They got it, you know, they threw it to Miko. They threw it to Sens. But there's other receivers on this team. You do have to start working the ball around 2 other receivers. You know, Randy Moss did not catch everything. You know, they did have a few other guys on that team.
Yeah.
No one really remembers, but yeah, it's...
We'll say they got a halftime here to sort it out, but they're going to have to keep VI off the scoreboard here with still plenty of time. We're inside the 3-minute warning, or we will be inside the 3-minute warning, I believe, on this play now. So
Miko's not on the field, so I expect them to punt this one away.
well, yeah, you're right. They threw it to him even on a punting formation last time, and Barsic will lean into this one, and with the breeze, look out. He pounds it over the returner's head. Savion Townsend has to get all the way back to his own 5-yard line. They got flags upfield. Townsend still on his feet. He's about to be snowed over, and he's still fighting forward, and now he goes down, but that was a dogfight all the way up the sidelines and down the field, wasn't it?
And I believe that flag is going to be on VI, making it a little bit tougher, just a little overzealous on the block, but bracketed. What a great punt.
Wow.
You know,
Barsic stuck into that one. But the only thing is, you know, if it is against VI, spot the ball at the 5. I mean, it's either half the distance or the full penalty. You take it back to the 1.
Just a better chance for a safety
Yeah,
if you're the Broncos.
I
But
guess.
punters are people too, as Pat McAfee would put out there.
Yeah, he bombed that one, didn't he? That's the breeze we were talking about, and that's the first time that he's been able to launch that ball with the wind.
You know, I'm probably getting that confused. I'm guessing that's Rich Eisen who did punters are people too.
No.
Pat McAfee just loves punters because he was one.
Yeah,
but I think it was Rich Eisen who said punters are people too.
Okay, well, both would apply,
Yeah.
likely. Both would apply. So you're right on that penalty call. They're going to put this one all the way back. It looks like they're going to do half the distance, actually. Half the distance, so nose of the football at the 3-yard line. So there is time for VI to operate here inside the 3 minutes where the clock changes its the way it runs.
And if you want to look at it from a Bronco perspective, I'm guessing that defensive coordinator Avery Dunster has a blitz lined
Got to blitz it up here, right?
Yeah, he's going to try to force a safety out of it.
Well, let's see.
If you're VI, you could give up the Rouge if you were bored.
If you were bored, but I think this is a good challenge for the VI offense back on their own 3-yard line. They're going to screen it up, throw it, caught, and it's up near the 10-yard line, and it's Blaze McCarty. We've said his name a lot. We'll get his numbers at the half, but McCarty's been busy.
We get a replay of that punt again, but that was a real easy pitch and catch there on first down. You can't be giving up 7 yards on first down, but all credit to VI. They're taking exactly what the defense has given to them.
So, yeah, you're right. 7 yards. Call it 2nd and 3. 2 in the backfield here for the Raiders offense. Shotgun, passing situation. Again, caught. Same play. And it's going to be shy of the 20, but it's good for first down yardage. Blaze McCarty, they get out of the shadow of the goalposts and get a first down.
I understand you don't want to get burnt deep, but you do have to get up in coverage. Like, you do have to be up on him and trust that, you know, your safety, you're going to have some help over the top, but, you know, you're just giving away free yards every time you stay that 7-yard buffer off of the receiver on the side. Good job again by Smith to just take what the defense has given them, and they've gotten a first down with 1:50 to go.
And clock running. VI not in a big hurry, but they are deep in their own zone. Back to pass. Sadler pumps once. He'll look down the field now. They will pump it, and is it in bounds? Out of bounds. Again, it's McCarty. They faked that play that they ran for the first 2 in this possession and then went over the top, and that was awfully close to being brought in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go with it's as predictable as off tackle from the from the Broncos, but you know, you complete 2 short ones, corners playing soft, and then, you know, the defensive coordinator is going to be in the corner's head. Hey, get up on him, get up on him. You know, you're asking for that pump fake deep shot over the top, but they got away with one there.
Well
'cause
executed.
He was wide open. Yeah, great
really
job
smart
by VI.
offensive play here. Yeah, I really like the way they're calling their plays here. But now in a tough situation, 2nd and 10. Again, lots of time. Pass over the middle. That's anyone's ball, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted, and it's coming back. And guess who? 10-yard line, 5-yard line, and tackled inside the 5. And it is Mr. Interception himself, Keegan Curtis. And that's the last thing you want to happen here if you're the Raiders deep in your own zone.
Keegan Curtis, I think he knows that Smith is from Wyoming. He's giving him the old little rodeo celebration at the end. But great. Hey, full credit to Smith on the tackle at the end. He was fighting off a blocker the entire time. Like, there's no quit in that kid. But, you know, great job, Keegan Curtis, getting the ball, going towards the end zone. Broncos offense with another chance to put up points and make this one closer at halftime. Not the start that they wanted, but, you know, the Seahawks football, Coach Pete Carroll, his whole philosophy the entire time was just keep the game close and give us a chance to win. We'll pull it out. If you're the Broncos, this is your chance to keep the game close.
Yeah, I think you got to pound it 3 different times. And in at quarterback, it is Maurice Dillon. This high snap over top, and it goes up over top of the quarterback, Maurice Dillon, and they give it right back.
He just took his eyes off of the snap. Unbelievable. You're watching the play. It's right at his face. 2 hands on the ball, and he just unable to hold onto it. This team is shooting itself in the foot every opportunity that it gets. Great play by the defense to get them in field position, and then you bring in the short yardage quarterback who just doesn't reel in a snap that, look, I'm a center apologist. The center's never made a mistake in its entire life. Yep. But, you know, that ball's at his face mask. That he can't bring that one in is just inexcusable.
Maurice Dillon from the United Kingdom, their short yardage quarterback, and usually short yardage is in under, right? But in this case, shotgun, and now a little bit of room here to run for Ruben Bonsu. Gets the pitch. Bonsu crossing near the 25-yard line, and he will be near a first down. They'll give him the first down here, actually.
Good job just working his way out towards the sideline. There's just so much yardage for him to pick up before he even gets touched on that play. Just, you know, VI operating very methodically. They've got time. They're not in a rush. They know that they're very much in control of this game right now. So they'll just keep moving the ball methodically and maybe take a big shot here or the next play.
Keegan Curtis standing in the middle of the field. He already has the 2 interceptions, and if he gets a third one on the American quarterback, that translates to about 5 interceptions in American currency. Here's some room up the middle, though. Lots of room to run and across midfield. Run and catch. It's Paul Romanoff again. Romanoff crosses midfield, and all of a sudden VI is knocking at the door.
Another deep shot there going towards middle of the field. Keegan Curtis doesn't want to lay the hammer. He's got the 2 picks, which is more than you could ever ask for from a safety, but just tough way to break down and try to make a tackle there. Good job by the other Bronco defenders to back him up on that.
And now VI's in a bit of a hurry as they cross midfield. They'll get right up on the ball as the clock now runs. Shotgun here, Sadler-Smith. Again, he's been passing it all over the yard. He'll throw it up again this time, and it is complete. Looked like he overthrew his receiver, but Ruben Bonsu is in behind, has the catch, and is near a first down.
Bonsu on the spot. He knows he knows where the play's going to be. Does a good job. He gets down low, and if he doesn't catch it, no harm, no foul. Be 2nd and 10, but you're going to get 2nd and 1. The clock's going to keep running, so VI is going to want to get this play off quick.
It is a short yardage situation, 2nd and 1. Quarterback throwing again, has a wide open receiver and room to run here for Harmon Ahua into the middle, down to the 5, and he's tackled by Curtis just shy of the goal line. He ran a bit of a shallower route and all of a sudden found himself with plenty of greenery, and it's 1st and goal.
You know, you'd like to call it a flood concept where they're just putting more receivers into the zone than what's able to handle, but every single Bronco player is on the deeper receiver, and so that underneath pattern is going to be wide open, and they don't seem to want to close in and tackle on the underneath pattern. He had so much daylight. Guys are just kind of jogging around on the field. It's great job by VI. They've got a couple of shots to really change. There was some momentum for the Broncos, and then 3 big plays, and VI's now on the 3-yard line.
It really looked like we would go to the half with the Broncos putting 7 on the board, maybe down 27-13 at the half, and basically this could be a 14-point swing when you had first and goal from the 2, and now you're facing first and goal from the 3 in a matter of just a few plays.
And if you're going to think about it from the Bronco perspective, it was a snap. Like, this is the most rudimentary, fundamental part of football, is the exchange from the center to the quarterback. And in shotgun, it's supposed to be even easier, as it's right at his face, and it's just getting distracted and just not focusing on the little details that is involved in the game. So the Broncos need a little bit of a fiery speech at halftime to get back in
they
this
need a
one.
stop here first. Let's see if they can get that stop. And again, continuing out of the shotgun, Sadler-Smith. He will be well protected. Now the pressure comes. He'll throw it up back corner of the end zone. In and out of the hands, out of the fingertips of Harmon Ahuya. And again, that's a long pass. You think of how far you have to throw that ball. First and goal from the 2.
Hopefully Ahuya is all right, as there's not a lot of turf over there. It looked like he did a little bit of a slide. He seems to be walking okay. A little bit of a limp for a little bit. But
and that blue track, that new track they've installed here, doesn't have a lot of slide in it either. So if you end up over there, it's very, very sticky.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. He grabbed onto that fence pretty good at the end of that play. But going back to that play, he's running an in, does a quick double move, goes back out to the corner. There's not a defender within 10 yards of him.
All right, second down. Passing. Sadler looks to his left. He'll look for the receiver. Turned around, and did he bring it in? No. They're going to say no. Boy, that was close. What an effort for Denzel Igion. Try to get a number on that, but I think that was Igion to the back corner of the end zone. And no, excuse me, that was Ruben Bonsu, of course. Bonsu not get a foot down?
Boy, that was close. But Smith had some words for the Broncos sideline after that. It was a little bit interesting to see him come over and have a few words. He's a little bit fired up. He's kind of owned them this first half, so you have to take what you can get.
Massive play here, third down. Final play of the half here, penalty to penalty. Smith looks, he'll find a receiver, and it is caught, and a touchdown on the final play of the half, and that's a bit of a backbreaker. It's Parker Moskrip, and they convert third and goal after 2 incompletions. Moskrip open between coverage, looked like Jaron Yamoka, the Kamloops product, was there but couldn't come up with a pass deflection.
Yeah, again, they're just attacking an area of the field. They're giving Smith so many different options, right? He's got 3 different receivers in that area, and he just picks the bigger. It's a mismatch. It is. Yamoka's just not as big. He can put that ball up and go get him, but Smith does a good job of picking who he's going to throw to, firing it in there, and Yamoka just out of position, unable to make the play.
Convert is good. So we will go to the half. The VI Raiders in control of this game here at Hillside Stadium. It's 34-6. James, you think that the Broncos will have a lot to say, especially on the defensive side of the ball here during halftime?
You know, you're going to actually have to give the defense a little bit of credit here, as they've got 2 turnovers, and then immediately after those 2 turnovers, the offense gave the ball back both times. Keegan Curtis gets the pick in the end zone. The ball comes out to the 25. They throw the swing pattern, and it's a backwards pass, unable to get on the ball. VI scores a little bit later. Like, the defense is giving you opportunities in this game. Offensively, your attention to detail is minimal. The creativity is minimal. It's, I got to start finding some positive words. I'm kind of a critical person by nature. Maybe color commentaries needing to be a little bit more light and fluffy. But, all the running plays to Jagorchik are off tackle on the left-hand side. We had one play that I'll give credit for being up the middle. Your short yardage offense has a turnover. It doesn't have a conversion. It's got 2 turnovers. You're really looking to see a little more attention to detail for the entirety of the Broncos. But for the Raiders, all credit to them. They may be 0-2, but I'm very surprised by that after seeing that first half.
Well, as James goes and searches for sunshine and lollipops during the halftime, we will take a break. Your score at the half, 34-6. You're watching TELUS Optic, channel 1981, and online, bcfctv.com. We're back for the second half in a bit.
Handing out some dance for your dinner.
Has a wide open receiver. It is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score. In the backfield, and he will pass. He'll roll to his right now, look over the middle of the field. Has a wide open receiver. It is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score. With the lead and with the first down, they will fake the pitch. Smith chased out of the backfield. Now he'll unload. Lots of room here to move for Giancola, and Giancola scores. With the lead and with the first down, they will fake the pitch. Smith chased out of the backfield. Now he'll unload. Lots of room here to move for Giancola, and Giancola scores 3. This time, no, 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Smith looks to his left into one-on-one coverage in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Executed 3. This time, no, 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Smith looks to his left into one-on-one coverage in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Executed 10 last year. Let's see if the Broncos can turn things around. Again, handle. This time it is Caleb Sens. He'll look for room up the middle. It has some room. Caleb Sens is explosive, and now look out. He's in a foot race up the right sidelines. Sens trying to beat his defender wide, puts on the brakes, cuts back in the middle of the field, still on his feet. James, you wanted a momentum swinger. Get to that 3rd and 5.
If you get some yards on this, you can go for it. Otherwise, you got to go for the field goal.
Snyder over the middle, has a man caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown. Broncos are on. Get to that 3rd and 5.
If you get some yards on this, you can go for it. Otherwise, you got to go for the field goal.
Snyder over the middle, has a man caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown. Broncos are on. 6. It's 2nd and 4. Shotgun here, Sadler Smith. He will hand it off again. No, he'll keep it himself. Broncos, though, sniff that out. And a sideline to far sideline, as you see it on your screen as well. Back to pass, pump fake, now a little bit of room. He'll throw into the end zone, has a man intercepted. Intercepted to the end zone. Near sideline to far sideline, as you see it on your screen as well. Back to pass, pump fake, now a little bit of room. He'll throw into the end zone, has a man intercepted. Intercepted to the end zone. Pass, Sadler Smith looking to his right, looking like he was going to take off, rolling to his right now. He'll throw it into the end zone, and it is near. It is a touchdown. Near far corner of the end zone, and pass. Sadler Smith looking to his right, looking like he was going to take off, rolling to his right now. He'll throw it into the end zone, and it is near. It is a touchdown. Near far corner of the end zone, and tough situation, 2nd and 10. Again, lots of time. Pass over the middle. That's anyone's ball, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted, and it's coming back. And guess who? 10-yard line, 5-yard line, and tackled inside. He has the 2 interceptions, and if he gets a 3rd one on the American quarterback, that translates to about 5 interceptions in American currency. Here's some room up the middle, though. Lots of room to run and across midfield. Run and catch.
First half, so you have to take what you can get.
Massive play here, 3rd down. Final play of the half here, penalty to penalty. Smith looks, he'll find a receiver, and it is caught, and a touchdown.
right now. One. None in F11. That's as far as it'll go, though. I think we'll be okay. So let's do 3.
It's fine. Yeah, it's not moving. The whites aren't moving.
Yeah, okay. We're cool.
All right, Broncos fans, let's make some noise.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Second half coverage here from Kamloops, BC. Beautiful Hillside Stadium. John Keane along with James Bicknell as we get set for the kickoff of the second half. And you can see the score, 34-6 for the VI Raiders. And it was offensive show, James. But as we talked about at halftime, a lot of Bronco errors contributing to that 34 points the Raiders have on the board.
Hey, all credit to the Raiders. They played a heck of a first half, but the Broncos unable to capitalize on either of their turnovers, one of which was on the 3-yard line of the Raiders, and both times they immediately turned the ball over. So they're not out of this game, but you're going to need to see a much cleaner second half.
Kickoff, and we're underway, and it will be Peterson handling at his 15-yard line up the middle. A little bit of room. Then he got tripped up, and he'll cross the 30. And think of the lone Broncos touchdown set up by a massive return from Caleb Sens in that first half.
So
the Broncos were unable to capitalize, as you mentioned, on a couple of other plays inside the red zone. But here they are. They have a chance on offense to get going. And let's see who we were wondering at quarterback, who the Broncos would be going to. And Clark Snyder played a little bit with Ryan Peterson last week. They both played in that game, but it is Clark Snyder out here to run the offense here on first down.
I wonder if it's going to be a short leash, but you know, he did have some positives in the first half, but you'd just like to see a little more consistency out of his arm. We'll see what he brings forth on this first play. Please don't be off tackle to the left.
Well, we'll see what's dialed up here. Jaworczyk gets in the backfield, and it's a run up the middle to Jaworczyk, and a little bit of a different look on that running play. It's good for about 4 yards.
A little wrinkle in the offense. You know, you take a first down carry that gets 4 to 5 yards. That's always good at this level of football. And it wasn't off tackle. I'm very satisfied.
Call it 2nd and 4. By the way, last week, Peterson passed for 172 yards. Ryan Peterson, 10 for 20, 172. 88 of that 172 was in that one play to Caleb Sense. So Snyder throws it far side of the field, has his man, has a first down, fighting forward, and good catch. And some yards after the catch, and that is hauled in, and that is Ty Holmes for the first time this evening. Ty Holmes with the reception.
We talked about that in the first half. This Broncos offense needs to spread the ball around so that they can start forcing VI to cover all of the field. You know, you want to put Sens and Meikle on the same side. Ty Holmes has to make plays like that. Good job by him to pick up the first down.
Hits the ball to the 45-yard line. 2 in the backfield here for Clark Snyder from the far hash. They'll give it to Jaworczyk, trying to turn the corner. Makes one man miss, and that is tackled before he reaches the 50-yard line. So Cam Jaworczyk in that first half, 6 carries for 9 yards. And he has a couple of touches here early in this third quarter.
This is looking like some early 90s CFL play calling. Run on first down, throw on second down, 2 backs. You know, like the only thing missing is the I formation. If you're the Broncos, you can't. I like Clark Snyder. I think he's a good quarterback. You can't rely on him on these tough money downs all the time. You got to let him throw and get into a rhythm.
They will play action now over the middle. Sens has it. Good catch, good throw. He'll cross the 40. He's thrown forward on a big first down. And, well, we talk about going to the well, but they thread the needle to Caleb Sens up the middle of the field.
Hey, you know, you can spread the ball around to the outside, and that should open up the middle. And, you know, if you're going to attack the middle of the field, that's a good time to do it with Sens, with Meikle, with Dufort. But, you know, getting the ball to Ty Holmes early probably helped set that up a little bit.
So now marching inside at the 35-yard line. They will hand off Jaworczyk. He'll try the right side. Stumbled, still on his feet. The little back will cross the 25-yard line. He will be near a first down. Good run, although I do see a flag. I believe that's a flag, unless that's a piece of equipment here on the Broncos side. What do we got?
I'm not 100% sure. It does look like the official went running into the sideline. Good carry by Jaworczyk up the sideline. John, I'm going to lose my mind. I looked for all that positivity that you were telling me
we
to
were
find,
looking, searching for it.
Hey, great job by Jaworczyk. He's not getting a lot of help with the play call. It can't just keep being the same play on first down. Like, you're making this so much easier for VI. It's a tough look as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, I'm sure there will be some creativity coming up here.
Well, the flag was against VI. It is declined, and the yardage gain for Jaworczyk was good enough for a first down. So his best handles of the game have come on this drive. This time they'll look over the middle. Caught again in stride. And down is Brock Dufort. Yeah, Dufort again. He called it, and he's down to the 10-yard line, and they're starting to mix things up a little bit.
Hey, working it to other receivers, it can only help guys like Meikle and Sens is, you know, we saw a lot of double and triple coverage that they were throwing into. You start spreading the ball around, you can't double up the best guys anymore. It looks like you've got some one-on-one coverage with Meikle down at the bottom of your screen there.
First and goal, the Broncos, if they want to get back in this one, need to capitalize here. Snyder will hand off. Jaworczyk up the middle, trying to fight his way forward, and might have got 1 or 2 before he's wrestled down. And that's a small back running right into the heart of the defense. And it will be second down, second and goal. Are they calling it second and goal or just second and 10 here? We'll see.
It's second and goal. They don't have the yardage markers up, so they're on the 10-yard line. But a little trap play down, you know, in the red zone, always a good idea. But, you know, you're going for it on third down is what that tells me. You're looking to get points.
Yeah.
You run it on first down,
Get
and
some
the next
yards.
2 are try to punch it into the end zone.
Yeah, good point. I think that was sniffed out well here. The Broncos here do need points. Field goal really does them no good here. Second down. Snyder, well protected, throws to the corner of the end zone and is looking for Caleb Sens. Again, throwing into tough coverage led by Savion Townsend. It's third down, and the Broncos will leave the offense on the field.
A little miscommunication there between the receiver and the quarterback. They bring in an extra wide receiver on this play. I'd really like to see them try to get a touchdown to someone that's not Sens or Meikle. I know the first touchdown for the Broncos was to Brock Dufort. You're going to see the coverage shift to that far side of the field because that's where they're sending their top 2 wide receivers. You look at the bottom of your screen, it's one-on-one coverage everywhere down there. Like, you've got to try to force it over there.
Looks like maybe some room here for Meikle and Sens. Meikle's got one-on-one, but they'll throw to the far side of the field, and it is dropped. No flags. And they were looking for Dufort, weren't they? But unable to grab that one and squeeze it, and the Broncos will turn it over on downs.
Hey, I'll give credit to where credit is due. They at least looked to the other side, but they were looking at the guy who got the touchdown. Again, I'd really like to see them spread it out a little bit more, but hey, Dufort's pleading his case. He's not going to get it.
Tell you, Snyder's really come out and thrown that ball with authority. Like, he has zipped a few in there here, so that's a good sign. And the offense, the drive stalls without points, and VI takes over.
You'll take that. Like, you're excited about that if you're the Broncos. Your offense marched the field. They did a good job of getting, down into the red zone. You just didn't come up with points. Now let's see if the defense can answer for the Raiders or if the Raiders will pick up where they left off.
I have some mind-blowing stats here to send your way here for VI on offense. They're going to load it up here, and it is caught on that left sideline. Robin. It is Ruben Bonsu again, their leading receiver coming into this game, and that'll take it all the way to the 45-yard line. He was able to look back and locate the ball and pick up a big yardage.
Add another 35 to those mind-blowing stats that you got from the first half for Ruben Bonsu. Unbelievable. Great job to go up and get that ball.
And a great job by our stats crew over here today that with Sadler Smith in that first half. Sadler threw for 319 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was 20 for 27. This one, though, we can't complete. He was looking for Blaze McCarty, who had 5 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown in the first half. The big receiver, though, we've mentioned a few times, Paul Romanoff started the game with a 55-yard touchdown, 5 catches, 137 yards, and a touchdown. We're talking, those are end-of-game numbers. That was first-half numbers.
The coverage has not been very sticky. That we'll say that they have an opportunity in the second half to improve upon those numbers. I think that's the
This is like the Bicknell family picnic here, 2-on-2 coverage here, right? Just kind of laying back a little bit, giving up some yards. Over the middle, delivered, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. They were trying to get back to Blaze McCarty, and that should bring up third down. Do they punt in this scenario way up in this game? I think you do, don't you?
Yeah, 3rd and 10, you're in your own side of the field. Sure, your defense gave up some yards on that opening drive, but, typically you'll see the opening drive of either half be the most successful for an offense as far as, their scripted plays. The offensive coordinator has a real good idea of what he wants to do, get into. I'd challenge the Broncos if I was VI to go out and do it again. I dare you.
Well, you're right. I think, though, that, the smart play, the one that you can't go wrong, is to punt the ball away, and that's what VI will do. They took their time with it. I think they might be short a player here getting on the field. Let's see.
I always find that timeouts are way more valuable than 5 yards. I'm always fascinated that coaches, we might take a delay a game penalty. We might, the timeout is way more valuable than.
So you'd say just take the 5 yards. Take the 5-yard penalty in this case.
Yeah. I mean, especially for the Raiders, the timeout probably doesn't mean nearly as much at this point in the game. You're up 28 points. You're going to be okay, but, it's always good to practice good habits. And if I was the coach, I'd just take the penalty, get ourselves sorted, and you look a little disheveled when you do that, but it kind of sends a message for the team that, we're going to do everything right all the time.
Temperature has dropped to a 34 degrees now, so down about 3 degrees since kickoff here in the third quarter. And this ball will be punted up. The lefty punter, Silas Gardner, will deliver that one. And room to run. Far sideline. Caleb sends flag down as he gets tackled out of bounds near the into the bench of the VI Raiders. And usually when you see a flag, it's against the returning team. We'll wait and see.
I'm not 100% sure on that. Number 2, Michael Fields for the Broncos was clapping as the official threw that. I'm wondering if there was just a little bit of a dirty play going on with VI on the blocking. They've had some interesting penalties called against them in the special teams department so far today. Sens, though, gets the ball in his hand and is just electric. He just makes decisions so quick and goes, I'm going this way. And as a defender, that's always difficult to deal with. And we'll look to get the call from the head official.
Saw an unnecessary roughness call, and that's what the call will be. Usually the head official does the penalties towards the stats booth here, but pointed out towards Mount Peter and Mount Paul this evening.
I think she's doing both sides, just letting the head coach know.
Letting know exactly what the plan is here, especially usually communicate with the Broncos sideline if that penalty is correct. But in this case, you're taking the yards. You're not declining anything.
In pro football, they'll have an official that's basically on either side of the field that just deals with the coach. That's their entire job. And so they're getting all the penalties in their ear, and they're explaining to the coach, hey, this is what the guy threw the flag for, and the coach can get upset or all that. But obviously we don't have that luxury here at Canadian junior football, so saying it to both sides is probably for the best.
Caleb Sins in traffic, catches a ball that was thrown behind him, but he could be good for 10 yards. And speaking of officials, our umpire took one pretty good there.
That's a tough old boy right there. He doesn't mind getting in on the action.
Right in there. He's part of it. Oh, he almost we got rolled up on. And the official is just shy of a first down. Give him 9 yards on the play. And a timeout, I believe. I'm not sure this is an official's timeout. It might be. But umpire pops right up. Good catch by Caleb Sins in traffic. And again, the Broncos are knocking on the door. And we still have, half of a third quarter to play. Perhaps, you score here, you start to build some momentum.
It's a pretty large mountain to climb, but if you're going to climb a mountain, you have to start with the first step. And the first step was absolutely what they did after receiving the kickoff, marching the ball down the field. Their defense did their job. You didn't come up with points, but you got a little confidence in your offense. You got some confidence in your defense. After you gave up the big play, you shut it down. You did a good job of, holding them, forcing them to punt. Caleb Sens absolutely electric on the punt. Great job of receiving the ball over the middle of the field, and you're back in business. So it is a tall task to try to get 28 points on a team that's had their way with you thus far. But if you're going to do it, you got to start by getting a touchdown on this possession.
I'd like to say hello to the families of the broadcast on the Vancouver Island side. They play at Nanaimo, and if you're not familiar with Nanaimo, you're thinking about doing a summer trip to watch your son play football, I'd say go for it. One of the most beautiful destinations in Canada. You just take that ferry over from Departure Bay and just spend some time in Nanaimo. It's a beautiful city, and I would say, hey, make the trip. Go see your son in person to play football in Nanaimo. That's what I would say.
I was going to say, you sound like a guy who just spent some time over there,
Yeah,
John.
you spend about a week on the island. It slows you right down here. So it's always a good spot to come on to, and we hope our official's okay. He looks like he's getting his left hand looked at. He might have been stepped on, perhaps. Sometimes you get a cleat into the foot, and it looks like he's getting some repairs on that first down play.
As we get a little replay of it, just a play action pass on first down. I got to tell you, that's good news for the offensive play caller. It's good to see a little play action on first down. You've been running the ball a lot on first down, and you're attacking the middle of the field where the linebacker should be coming up because of that play action.
Just saw the Broncos mascot on the sidelines talking to a couple of girls. I need to see more hustle out of the mascot right now. He's just there having fun with the girls there. I need to see him involved here.
Up and down the track, you got to be careful. His handlers maybe are worried about overworking him.
I was going to say, if it's 34 degrees outside the costume, it's probably 54 degrees inside the costume.
If I remember, I saw the Kamloops Bronco mascot at the Kentucky Derby. Now, I don't think he finished the race, but he was there in in the starter
He
game.
was, eh? Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know the history of our mascot. And you know what? I should know the name of the Kamloops Broncos mascot. But do you know it offhand?
I'm pretty sure we get to make it up.
We get to make it
It'll
up?
be whatever we
get
want
to
it
make
to be
up
right
this week.
now.
Okay, well, let's make up.
Don't go with Bucky. That's way
no,
too
we won't
way too
do
generic.
That. We need like something horse and football related here. We'll get back to you on that.
Well, the Four Horsemen was the Notre Dame backfield under Newt Rockne way back in the 1910s.
Newt. Let's call him Newt. That's
Newt.
a good name.
I like it.
Newt the horse, Kamloops Broncos, who is needs to get going here. Needs to saddle up and ride a little bit here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if the Broncos can saddle up here on first down. Here we go. After that first down catch by Sens, they'll run it to Jagorczyk. He'll try that left side, cuts back into the middle, fighting forward near the 20. He'll get about 4, and there's one of your classic 4-yard runs on first down.
You know, it's going back to the well. You can only go to the well so many times, but you're getting some good blocking from the offensive line. A good block from number 48, Drake Carrier there, getting out in front, pushing his guy over. And, you know, I can be critical of running the same play over and over again, but if you're going to pick up 5 yards on first down, you know, full credit to the offense, full credit to the offensive coordinator. The play's working for now. Good job.
2nd and 6. Up the middle. Oh, boy, I don't know. That's not going to be enough for a first down, but it does put them in a manageable 3rd down scenario for the Broncos on offense. By the way, there's a drone flying on the field. We often see the drone for home games getting some shots. We just hope it's not the Canadian women's soccer team here, perhaps filming things, but we don't believe it is, but we'll check on that, okay?
Well, they might need some strategy. No spoilers, but I think they had a bit of a rough go today. So
they outplayed the Germans, but yeah, it didn't go. You know, we don't like penalty kicks and shootouts in Canadian sports. They never work out for us. But 3rd down, let's see if it works out for the Broncos. And that ball slips out of the hands of Snyder. Are they going to call that an incomplete pass or a dead ball? It doesn't matter because it was 3rd down. And if you want to gamble on 3rd down, you want to get that ball. That just slipped out of the hands. It looked like he pulled it back thinking maybe second thoughts about throwing that ball.
Yeah, I don't know if he had second thoughts. I think he pulled that back, and the defender just got his hand on there. I think he was going to be going Meikle into the corner of the end zone no matter what. But, hey, you kind of knew they were going to, you know, throw for it on 3rd down after they ran it on 2nd down. They really set it up that's kind of, we're going to try to run for it. If we don't get it, we're going for it. Don't worry about it. And you just got to have a quicker release if you're Clark Snyder, but is what it is. See if your defense can keep you in this one with 6:15 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Doesn't help the scoreboard at all, but they'll hand it off, and this is going nowhere as the Broncos fight through a tackle, and there to greet the running back, Michael Fields, with an unbelievable play and a tackle for a loss.
Just shoots the gap. The offensive guard unable to get a hand on him. There's no worse feeling as an offensive lineman than when you miss the block entirely. Like, you just graze the jersey, and Fields does a good job of just not letting that play develop any further. Just shoots the gap, slants down and in. Great play by Michael Fields.
Michael Fields is a load there, isn't he? Like, he is a big boy. It's 2nd and call it 13 after the tackle for a loss of 3. An early movement again. Might be a free play. Thrown up over the middle, and quarterback Sadler Smith will overthrow everybody this time. And we got an injured player in the backfield. Nope. Some good sportsmanship as Sadler Smith helps Fields up. But I thought there was early movement, James. I don't want to campaign for flags, but I thought we were going to see one.
Well, you know, as we talked about, I've already done my laundry for the day, so I'm happy to see no flag. But I definitely think you're right. We saw some sort of movement. Maybe they didn't cross the line of scrimmage, but you can see Sadler Smith in the replay. He's looking at the official going, what do you mean there's no flag? Like, They very clearly jumped, and yeah, it looked like it was Michael Fields.
Yeah, Fields getting through.
Sadler Smith was at the end of the play helping him up. Very, very classy move there by the quarterback to pick up a very large man.
So Silas Gardner will punt it away. I can see where, you know, quarterback Smith might be saying, hey, give me a shot at this. I had over 300 yards passing in the first half. Like, I'm chasing a record here. But the punt is up, and it's handled there by Caleb Sins inside the 55. He'll look for room, but a nice tackle downfield on special teams made by Garrett Miller. That limits the game, but again, good field position for the Broncos here in the 3rd quarter.
And those tackles are so hard. Like, I know he's got 11 guys blocking for him, but
he also has a ton of open space. It's not like a running back where he's working in a confined area. No, he's all by himself. Any which way he wants to go, he can go. Great job by Miller there to just close and bring him down. We've already seen Sens have electric returns and touches of the ball, so a good job by VI to just hold them at the 49-yard line there.
1st and 10. Again, good field position. The Broncos have not put up points that they threaten. They'll go to Caleb Sens. He'll catch, try to break one tackle and does. Breaks a second tackle, still on his feet. Caleb Sens will get near the 40-yard line, working hard for, call it 8 or 9 yards.
He works it inside, outside, inside. Just every single defender that comes at him. He's not the biggest guy, but he's going to make you earn every single tackle. Unbelievable. He is one of my favorite guys to watch on this receiving corps.
Very impressive. Works extremely hard. And now put his team into a 2nd and 1 situation. Let's see, sometimes you look at this as a free play at 2nd and 1, and they'll screen it out, and Caleb Sens back in his hands again, and he got belted. A flag comes down. That might have been blocking downfield for the Broncos against the Broncos. Sens has first down yardage here, pending the flag.
Yeah, you can't touch the defender before. Good job on the tackle, though. Just Sens is a small guy. Like, he's electric. He's great to have the ball in his hands, but the defender's just able to just pick him up and just, he did a good job not to over-embellish the tackle on that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys will get carried away with it.
Yeah, totally. Savvy and Townsend on the tackle. But the flag, let's see, did they call it against the Broncos here? 2nd down is still on the down meter, but the down marker. But let's see. I thought there was blocking downfield as Sens picked up that pass. Let's see what we got. Offside, VI, and it's going to be enough for a first down. So penalty will move the sticks in the first half. VI 9 penalties for 78 yards. Broncos 8 penalties for 40 yards and a free 5 here in the first down.
And if you're the Broncos, you'll take that. I don't really have much else to add to that.
Well, the
you
Broncos
get a first down from the offside.
They have to score. 3 receivers far side of the field. That's where the quarterback Snyder will look. He'll throw it up for Sens out of his reach. As that was a long ball looking for Caleb Sens, brings up 2nd and 10.
Looked like he just had a stumble when he made his break and just unable to get to the spot. Maybe I didn't quite see that right, but decent pass by Snyder. It wasn't in double coverage, and it was to the open spot, just a little bit too far for the arms of Sens to get there, and he's got a long ways to get back into the huddle, looking a little exhausted as he's had the ball 3 times in a row, or thrown at him 3 times in a row.
Speaking of 3 times in a row, 3rd time that the Broncos have had good field position inside the VA Raiders territory. They haven't capitalized yet. Now Snyder will take off, room to run. Pumps the ball to fake it. He'll run hard to the sidelines, and he won't get the first down. You have to know where that first down marker is if you're quarterback. You're running right toward it, but if you go north-south just for a yard, you're going to get those yards if you're Clark Snyder. Regardless, it's 3rd down.
Little confusion between him and Dufort. Dufort was wide open for him to get the ball to, and then Snyder's expecting him to go back and block the middle linebacker for VI, Colton Finstad. But, you got to know where the first down marker is, but it's also 2nd down. Live to see another day. Tuck the ball away. You make it 3rd and 2. You're in an okay spot here. I know it's one play, but...
All right, 3rd down, and that one's tipped and incomplete. And for the 3rd time in this quarter, the Broncos turn it over on downs, all on passing plays. So I should say, I guess there was a stop of a run there for Jagorczyk earlier. That was in the first half, but it's another turnover on downs, James, and it keeps the score as it is, 34-6.
Yeah, a couple of disappointing 3rd down plays for the Broncos. You had the ball that got hit out of Snyder's hands, and then that one gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That's, you know what, you're going to look for the positives. They moved the ball. They got deeper into VI territory, and VI has not had as much success on offense as they've had in the first half, so defensively you're doing a better job. So this second half Broncos team is looking a little sharper.
VI had 3 touchdowns at this point in the first quarter, here in the third quarter. Now running it to the far side of the field, looking for a bit of room. Broncos are there to meet this running attack. That was Paul Romanoff who gets a carry. The receiver has had a big first half, gets the carry. You're not seeing quarterback Smith now air up that ball like we saw him in the first half. He had over 300 yards in the first half, but just hasn't had a lot going here through the air in this third quarter.
Yeah, when they've got the lead, you want to get a little bit creative in the run game, spread the ball around, and start working on fundamentals. You don't want to be giving away too much about how much you want to throw the ball downfield going forward.
Gain of about 7, call it 2nd and 3. Pump fake, now delivered, caught, first down and more. Romanoff. He'll fight toward the 50-yard line, and he'll have first down yardage. And again, Sadler showing a little bit of elusivity, elusive quarterback, and he's able to deliver that ball.
And he just looks to throw the ball downfield. It's really fun to watch. A lot of the time, we talked about it in the first half, quarterbacks, they panic, they want to tuck the ball and just run. Nah, Sadler is very happy to just elude the pass rush, get closer to the line of scrimmage, and find his target.
VI Raiders looking for their first win in a few years. They were 0-10 last year, 0-2 to start this year. Sadler jumps, holds onto it. If it was basketball, it would have been traveling, but it's good for 3 yards on the quarterback keeper, and it will be third down.
Not quite designed. He's looking like Tim Tebow with that jump pass, but you're not right by the end zone, and you're not throwing that ball. A good decision by him to tuck that one and live for second down.
I apologize. Yeah, the down marker hadn't changed. It is second down. The VI Raiders back home next week to take on Langley. The Broncos are going into a bye week before hosting Langley here, the Langley Rams, August 17th. 2nd and 7. Sadler back to pass. Chased out of the pocket. Dances his way out of trouble, then delivers the ball. It's caught by Ahuya. He'll fight forward near the 40-yard line, has first down yardage. And again, some off-script plays for the Vancouver Island Raiders has them in a first down.
You know, I don't want to keep going with NFL comps, but I got to say he reminds me a little bit of a calmer Russell Wilson. Now, Russell would always try to extend the play and run a lot further. He's just eluding the blitz, gets a little bit open and hits the open target. He looks so sharp, does the Sadler Smith. It's phenomenal to watch right now. He's just surgical.
Word is on the ferry over today. He was running the high knees in the aisleway,
Gotcha.
Doing the Russell Wilson on the flight over to Europe. So we did hear that he was doing the high knees in the fourth deck of the Spirit of Cowichan, I believe was the ship that the VI Raiders took over, and now we have a timeout.
You really do your homework. You know what ferry they're taking
I
over.
talked to the
phenomenal.
boat captain today.
Yeah,
that was the 7 a.m. ferry out of Departure Bay.
Did he say how the seas were? Was he a little bit concerned about anything with the blockage from the Chilcotin River coming down?
There was some concern over that, yes. But regardless, if this score holds, it's going to be a nice ferry ride, a nice travel day home for this club out in Nanaimo. That's a long day. You think game day travel from the island, right? And then you go all the way here, and then you drive through the night, get to the ferry terminal, and you try to get on the very first ferry over that morning, likely the 7 a.m. ferry. So that's a 24-hour travel day.
Hey, junior football, you're not here for first class travel. You're here to play games, get film out there, and try to further your football career as much as you can.
First down. And play action, and over the middle, it is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Harmon Ahuya as well, but well defended that time.
Isaac Nadity with it. Great job. Keegan Curtis kind of slipped and was nowhere to be seen on that play. Good job by Madity to just get a hand on that ball. Does a little Cam Chancellor celebration. I don't know if it shows that I was a big Seahawks fan for a long time, so all the Seahawk references coming up.
Hey, we get it. We are in Seahawks country here. For the most part, that's only a 4.5-hour field to get to, so I guess that's our home NFL
I used to have season tickets.
Yeah,
back,
that's a lot of people
back in
do.
the day. It was great.
Yeah, that's when they were terrible, but now they're good and they're really expensive. So that's the way it works. But that's the end of the third quarter. Two teams will switch sides and we'll get set for a fourth quarter. So no scoring in the third quarter, despite 3 opportunities for the Broncos with that ball in scoring position.
Yeah, a couple disappointing third downs for the Broncos, but all in all, you'll take that third quarter and call it a success. You're going to be building into the bye week. You're going to be trying to get the little details hammered out. But, defensively, they've tightened up a little bit. I know VI's marching right now, but no points. You take the positives where you can.
All right, so VI, second down. Sadler back, he'll throw it over the middle, has his man again. 20-yard line and more. Still on his feet and room to run, and he'll go all the way to the end zone. What a catch and run, Ruben Bonsu. He will put up 6 to start the fourth quarter. He does his Conor McGregor walk in the end zone and gets flagged for excessive celebration. And here we are to start the fourth quarter.
Boy, and Sadler Smith took a shot on this play. I hope we can see it on the replay. Michael Fields just finishing a tackle. Great job by VI to block all the way downfield, allowing their guy to get into the end zone. But Smith stayed down for a little while. At some point, if you're VI, you're going to have to think about just putting the backup in to just, keep this guy healthy. You want to start thinking about next week at this point in the game if you're the Raiders.
And that's a 40-yard, another 40 yards tacked on, another touchdown, 5 touchdowns. That's a pretty good day, right? I mean, at some point you say, okay, let's see what else we have here. In the quarterback room.
You can stat monger as much as you want, but and I'm not accusing them of stat mongering on that pass play, to be very clear.
Yes,
but
true. Yes.
You see your quarterback take a hit like that, and as a head coach, you have to start thinking about the realities of being up by 34 points with a potential of more points coming out onto the field right now.
We're not going to see the celebration on the replay from Bonsu, but I believe they'll tack on 15 yards from the kickoff. There was a flag from the official in the Conor McGregor swaggy walk, we'll call it. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Kind of how you walk down the field to down the street to the grotto.
No one has ever accused me of that, but I have had a few very fun nights at the grotto where I probably was walking like that.
Oh yeah. We after a few, everyone walks like that at the grotto, and there we go. That's a silver sponsor. That's why we're referencing them. A night shift on 5th, and just like that, you can put up 41 points on the board for the VI Raiders, and they lead big here to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no points given up in the third quarter. And
let's see the celebration here. We didn't stick with it. We didn't have it there. And I heard the shout from the truck from down here. They're upset. They do not have the replay of the swaggy walk that we were waiting for.
We'll have to get the Canadian women's soccer team to give us the drone footage
I believe,
that they got of it.
It is made available. I'll check the emails and see where that's at. But we are in a situation where Bonsu's had a big game, Romanov's had a big game, McCarty's had a big game receiving here. What do you want to see out of the Broncos here to close out the final 14 minutes and change?
Boy, if you're the Broncos, keep up the successful offensive drives. If they're going to be putting in the backup quarterback, again, this is just us speculating, but he did take quite a shot at the end of that play. Yeah. You might be getting your replay here.
Did we get it there? Did we get the swaggy walk? I think we did, yeah. And that's why they're kicking off. They're kicking off from the 35-yard line, so it's booted, and Caleb Sens will handle this. Does he have an electric return in him? He's already had one. He's going to try the near sideline. Gets the block set up. No flags yet. He'll cross the 50 and step out of bounds, and held up by the tackler, Andrew Mattis, who on special teams makes the tackle. And good field position here for the Broncos, who have been in 3-down mode here in the second half.
Hey, sometimes a good return will do. They can't all be electric. He does a good job getting to the sideline, the open side of the field. You just want to see the Broncos come out now on offense, spread the ball around, keep running the ball, just be successful. Start getting the little details right. They've kept Schneider very clean. I'd like to see him pull the trigger a little bit faster, but I think we have a new quarterback into the game.
What do we got now? Looks like we have Maurice Dillon in. The short yardage quarterback will get some snaps here. Last one he went over his head, and he'll hand off. Room for Jagorczyk to run. He'll turn the corner. Jagorczyk 35, puts on the brakes, gets to the 30, and eventually will be wrestled down near the 20-yard line, and that is going to be one of Cam Jagorzyk's biggest runs of the season, and just a little handoff and run there from Maurice Dillon.
Hey, and that's what you want to see. And you watch the end of this play, and you start seeing guys who are going from, bus riders to guys that are pushing the bus. They're getting involved in that play, right?
And maybe we haven't seen that enough tonight, right? A little bit from the Broncos side.
A little bit more fight out of guys trying to finish plays there. Good job by Meikle was the one that I saw most involved there.
Another bobbled snap for Maurice Dillon, and Dillon will get up. He'll throw this to the moon if you're wise. He'll throw it in play, and is it intercepted? It was bobbled, and it was intercepted. And if you're Maurice Dillon, you throw that across the pond all the way back to the United Kingdom, but he throws it in play, and worst result possible, it's an interception. And Felice Toscano did a great job to hold on to that.
That is a series of unfortunate
Just
events.
wait. They're going to discuss this. Colton Meikle was down there. He's talking to both officials. What did they see? They will still call it an interception unless they're trying to say whether he was in the end zone or not when he caught it. It was at the 2-yard line, I believe, is where they'll spot this ball.
Yeah, the Broncos are fighting to say that he was tackled in the end zone, so he caught it in the field of play. They're trying to get a safety out of it.
It won't be.
No,
well, I
it
guess
won't
he was
be.
in the field, but he didn't really have possession of it until he was in the end zone. So
they'll
20-yard
touchback.
Yeah, 20-yard line.
Boy, Maurice Dillon,
Oh,
I'm guessing
boy.
his day's done. That's 2 snaps you've mishandled, and then on the one that you did, you had time. You could have saved, maybe not the day, but just, live to see
just,
another down.
throw it. You're 3-down mode, just throw it away, right?
Sadler Smith back out at quarterback.
And he throws one up. It's going to be caught. Maybe not his best pass, but it's complete to Romanoff. We've said that a lot. Big connection. But you get back to it here, just a comedy of errors is the only way to really describe that last play.
It was Shakespearean. It does put a nice little cap on this game. Just when you think the Broncos have a little life back in them, he puts it up and just needlessly into harm's way. There's no reason to run across the highway when it's busy. You got to walk and find the overpass somewhere.
Oh, well, and it's a situation where they'll give him, what do they get, first down yardage there. Dillon fakes. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He'll throw, and what a gun. Caught and more yards here. Getting first down yardage, Jake Smith. Sorry, make that, excuse me, that's Blaze McCarty. Not sure how we confused Blaze McCarty. He's caught a lot of balls. He'll be up to the 50-yard line.
This is the, again, forgive me, another NFL reference, but this is the Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, a little bit of feel of that.
Well, it's that, but it's the worst thing that he has done is he's convinced everyone that everyone can make this play. Sadler Smith is running to his right. He's throwing the ball across his body and hits his target. Good job. He's on the money. It's not a play that you really want to encourage your quarterback to be making. It's, to say low percentage, it's just dangerous.
Are you surprised he's still in the game at this point?
Yeah, I am very much so. But, a lot of the time in BCFC, it really is about stats. So if you want to get him a player of the week, you want to get a little introduction.
That's a good point.
Do need to, as I called it earlier, stat-monger a bit.
Other quarterback listed on the roster is Brady Gomez. And now that was nearly intercepted and probably should have been on the far sideline. Let's take another look at this one.
Tan Lloyd just jumps the route. Just a beautiful job. He sees it. He breaks by the blocker there, but just over-pursued it a little bit too much, and you can't blame him. You get a little bit excited when you've read the play and made the play.
Tan Lloyd forced in at quarterback late last season due to injury and had a chance to take one all the way back and run it all the way for 6, but instead it is 2nd and 10. Not a lot of breaks for the Broncos here. Things have gone their way. Clock runs here in the 4th quarter. And again, quarterback, big night, shotgun back. Now they'll throw it off, and it is caught. Room and more. Giancola head down, and the Winnipegger is still rumbling forward over top of another, and then he's tackled from behind at the 25-yard line, but not before a big catch and run for Owen Giancola.
What a great job by the offensive lineman getting downfield. Every single offensive lineman picked up a body to block on that screenplay. Great job. If you're the defensive line, you've got to be curious when there's 5 defensive linemen around the quarterback. It's pretty rare that there's that much of a catastrophic failure, so it's pretty obvious the screenplay's coming up. But full credit, we got an injured Bronco down on the near sideline. You have to give full credit to Sadler Smith, just staying in there, trying to bring the defensive line all the way towards him, just get a little closer. It's like William Wallace yelling, hold, and then he releases it, and it's a big play for the Raiders.
You're right. Like, at some point, as a D-line, you got to sniff that out, right? Like, you're thinking like this, something's too easy here. Like, something's got to click to be like, screen pass, right? Like, something has to click here.
They haven't had that much pressure on them all game, so you got to go back and just tell yourself, all right, look, I'm not the world's greatest defensive lineman. Maybe this was a little too easy.
They just showed the replay of the touchdown and the swaggy walk. There it is. That's what cost 15 yards. And just before that ball was delivered, you mentioned the shot that the quarterback took from Fields. And didn't quite, it gets a bit out of frame there at the end, but obviously, he's taking a shot. He's in there. He's still racking up those BCFC Offensive Player of the Week numbers. Other games this week going on. What do we got here? We got Prince George and Langley as the Kodiaks in to take on the Rams, and then Okanagan Sun, who narrowly escaped a victory over this VI team last week, in Valley taking on the Huskers. Huskers improved football team, one of the top teams it looks like early, and I think VI will serve notice around the league with this result that, hey, 0-2 start, 2 close losses. Now they've come up with a big performance here in week 3.
It was an interesting question to find out if VI was, if had the Okanagan Sun taken a step back and, were they compatible? Sorry, forgive me there for a second, a little bit of a brain fart. Had the Okanagan Sun taken a step back, or is VI...
It's a good question, right?
Just, not at their full capabilities yet. They're looking like a very dominant team tonight, so it'd be nice to see a rematch between them and the Sun.
First down, they'll throw it up again and open for the touchdown catch. It is, of course, Ruben Bonsu, and he's dancing in the end zone again. One more jig pop and he would have been flagged, I think, but he was able just to hold off on that last hop, and the flag stays in. And again, it's Bonsu over the top. We've said that a lot so far today.
One-on-one coverage down the sideline. Sadler-Smith does a good job to identify it pre-snap. He doesn't look the safety off. He doesn't go anywhere. He's just on his primary read. There's no one over the top to help out in coverage there. So
is that the Deion Sanders? Is that what we're looking at here, the Deion, what he used to do? Might have been a bit before your time.
No. I got the Deion. Deion had a little more point, a little more.
Yeah.
Or am I confusing him with the Dirty Bird?
You might be confusing the Dirty Bird, but nonetheless, nothing dirty about Bonsu's game this evening. He'll put up 6 more. He's got 2 touchdowns. That's 6 touchdown passes now from quarterback Sadler-Smith. So that is an evening and a half. I think he'll get actually the triple O burger, the triple O burger on the way back. He might get 2 of them actually on the ferry, or maybe the breakfast tomorrow.
Probably the breakfast.
It's
breakfast
a really good
burger
breakfast.
Really good.
Yeah, it's a really good breakfast.
If you're gonna get fast food breakfast, Triple O's is by far the best.
Yeah, that's you know what I like the most. I like getting the hot chocolate on the ferry. You get a little hot chocolate. You press the button. It's like the small town rink. It makes the noise, and then it gives you a little hot chocolate. Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell. I've got a bit more of a dour mood. I drink black coffee. Hot chocolate's not really my jam.
Yeah,
I'm much more of a black coffee kind of guy.
It's just a ferry thing. Yeah. I would never drink hot chocolate normally, but on the ferry, it's like a nice little treat. Liquid chocolate. Throw a little coffee in there. They like that too. It's kicked off, and this one will be handled. And that is Stockberger getting a chance to return now. Owen Stockberger haven't called his name. The running back will fight it forward around the 25-yard line. So getting a few different players involved in special teams. Owen Stockberger picks that one up, and the Broncos will take over on offense.
Well, it looked like Colton Peterson got injured earlier on a return that he had, so Stockberger being back there, it's interesting to see they're still not willing to kick to Caleb Sens, so much respect from the special teams coordinator to Caleb Sens, which can be very frustrating as a returner, but Stockberger didn't look ill-prepared. He had a pretty good carry there. He had some very high knees, and didn't go down on first contact.
Held onto the ball, right?
Well done by him.
First down, Broncos. And Amory Stillen is no longer at quarterback. And that's Peterson, I believe. We got a new quarterback in the game for a third time.
Barsick.
It's Braden Barsick getting a couple of chances here at quarterback. Braden Barsick, he's handled some punting duties. He has a reception this evening. Now he's in at quarterback.
You're looking for anything if you're not going to be playing Snyder right now. I mean, Snyder had 3 pretty good drives, just unable to capitalize at the third quarter, and now Vankenet's just trying to see what else he has at quarterback. We'll see what Barsick's able to bring to the table. An incompletion so far, and it was a short pass.
Different cadence for this O-line to worry about. He's going to air it out. Now Barsick will now take off, I believe. Now he'll throw it out. And into coverage, it is incomplete. Looking for the intended target, which was Curtis Pearson. And it'll be third down. Unless a flag in the field. No, what do we got? third down punting scenario.
Good job by Barsic not to cross the line of scrimmage before he threw that ball. Good field awareness and trying to force it in, trying to make a play.
Could he have got the yards? Was it there to take off himself and get 10?
You know, he's going to have to cut back inside to the middle of the field. It's tough. You never know what kind of an athlete a quarterback is until you see it out there, but he'll stay out there at punter, and you never know. Maybe another trick play coming
that's
up.
right.
I'd be shocked, but
And we got a flag, first one in a while, and then he pounds this punt, handled near the 40-yard line, waiting for blocks to set up. Now taking off, it's Townsend. Townsend up the left side. Townsend still on his feet. Another flag behind the play. Tackle far sidelines into the VI bench. We had a flag at the line of scrimmage and a flag on that return.
yeah, we've got some extracurriculars just on blocking down at the field, and guys' tempers start to flare when you're down big. You're not overly thrilled about how that's going. It looked like the official was calling holding, though. Might have been more along the sidelines. The official's letting a little extracurricular go on there on the near sideline just between us.
Well, I think at this stage of the game now, 48-6, they'll try to rein in any of that stuff. And there's a discussion going on near midfield on a kind of a hazy evening. Well, we did have some forest fires in the area. There was the Shetland Creek wildfire, but that has been slowly stewing to the west of Kamloops and hasn't really provided a lot of smoke, maybe a day or two of smoky conditions. And we're seeing a bit of a haze in the hills, but overall, and I knock on wood when I say this, if this table is wood, I'm knocking hard at it. It's been a decent smokeless summer for Kamloops for the most part.
Yeah, we've only had a couple of days, but, you know, the haze just adds to a beautiful evening, as you can kind of see the colors in the sky are beautiful to look at. I got made fun of recently by my girlfriend for not looking up at the beautiful sunset. I was a little more focused on driving, so
yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Were we carpooling? That sounds like a conversation I had.
Were you having your eyes on the road and your wife was not thrilled?
Usually the eyes aren't on the road. They're somewhere else. But a plethora of penalties being sorted out by the officials, and through all of it, they're going to march this one back. So
I was distracted looking at the beautiful surroundings.
Yeah,
so
and
we'll
completely understandable. We should throw out a big shout out while we're doing it. The Kamloops Throw Center is on the campus here of TRU. In fact, the throws pit is just behind the stadium here. And Ethan Katzberg, who is from Nanaimo but trains here at the Kamloops Throw Center, had the top hammer throw at the Olympics. He is number one heading into the final tomorrow. So a bit of a Kamloops-Nanaimo connection if you're interested. Handoff up the middle, not a lot of room. So he's ranked number one in the world. His throw of nearly 80 meters was the top in qualifying, so we hope that a gold medal can be shared between Kamloops and Nanaimo here in the next day.
Well, he's probably the only way that we're going to have peace between these two teams so far.
Perhaps maybe he could do the opening kickoff here next game between these two sides here. Opening hammer throw or something.
He can come sing the anthem.
Yeah, actually, that would be
that
would be fantastic. So shout out to Ethan Katzberg. Kamloops claims him as their own. Nanaimo does as well. So it's a bit of a battle going on. Not quite the battle we have here this evening. Over the middle, Sadler will be chased. He will take off. Sadler Smith to his sideline, just stepping out of bounds near the 50-yard line. He'll be 5 yards short of a first down.
Great decision there to just get out of bounds. The VI is going to punt this ball away. You know, they're really in cruise control right now, just kind of taking their foot off the gas and just relaxing. They don't really need to try to push the ball down the field, and just a good decision to get out of bounds. He maybe, if the game was a little tighter, he probably had some room to cut back and try to gain more yards, but you know, you do have to start thinking about self-preservation at some point in the game.
Punting scenario here for Vancouver Island, so they will decide to punt it away. Let's see if this is still Silas Gardner. I believe it is, standing just beyond his 30-yard line. Handles a high snap and gets it away. Left-footed punter will drop that one out of bounds at the 35-yard line, so angled very neatly out of bounds on the far sideline, and the Broncos will go back to work on offense, and we'll see who's quarterback here. We've seen 3 different quarterbacks so far in this game.
Looks like they're going to send back Braden Barsic, give him another chance there. I mean, it's really tough to judge a guy based on one drive. I say that, and then I judge Amaurice Dillon on, well, he
Well, it was
had
2 drives. It was 2 handles, 2 possessions.
Yeah, but you know, you'll let him go out there, have some fun, just open up the playbook, let him throw it around. You know, do it. Have some fun out there, boys. Have some fun out there.
Amaurice Dillon actually was just over talking to head coach Van Conet in his ear, so maybe he's pleading for another possession or another crack at it. And then Van Conet has Clark Snyder to his right now, so he's just surrounded by quarterbacks that want the ball here in the 4th quarter.
Well, you were telling me he brought in 6 quarterbacks to camp, and I believe all 6 are still on the roster. So
usually a quarterback, if they don't, play quarterback, they're a good enough of an athlete where you can find another spot for them on your team sometimes.
I mean, Barsic has been doubling down as the punter, so that's a great example.
Yeah, and he's in right now in a 2nd and 5 scenario. Let's see if he's got a first down throw in him. Jagorczyk will stay in and block. Barsic gets out of the pocket now, delivers, and he underthrows his intended target. Looking for Ty Holmes. 3rd down. There's the flag down on the far side of the field.
Good job to step up into the pocket, but again, this is one of those Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
I can make this throw, but it's hard to explain to a lot of guys. He is a freak. He is one of the few, and by few, I mean he's the only one that I would trust to allow to do that. You're running to your left. You're side-arming it across your body into the middle of the field. I just... you sit there. This is the opposite of good quarterback tape. You do not want to be putting that out there. You want to just be safe and sound with the ball, especially if, if the starting job is available. We're going into a bye week. This is your game film.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you have the whole time to work at it. Illegal contact was the call, so it's a 10-yard penalty. First down here for the Broncos. They get second line. That one is thrown but knocked down. Is it intercepted? Play is still alive here. They're going to call it a fumble. I think it's an incomplete pass, isn't it?
He threw that ball and it just got knocked back about 20 yards. So that's should just be a 2nd and 10.
Well, they're spotted. Are they marking the ball down at the 12-yard line here? The one official, they're going to get together.
They've ruled it an incomplete pass.
They have.
Yeah,
all right.
They're just getting together, just confirming. But I haven't seen a ball get batted backwards that far in a long while.
Yeah.
He's got an interesting delivery. It really kind of comes in low. It's
Three
definitely
quarters,
a little more sidearm.
Well, there's the Patrick Mahomes reference, that's what he was shooting for in that first down play.
Josh Allen absolutely has more of a sidearm release, but you can get away with it when you're 6'11".
Yeah.
That helps a little bit. But, speaking of Wyoming quarterbacks.
There
Josh
you go.
Allen.
A great little bow tie on that one with Sadler Smith out of Jackson Hole and the Broncos in a hole, but it is 2nd and 10. And Barsic stays in. He'll look to his left. Now over the middle. Will he take off? He'll deliver, and he'll get sacked. Thought he got that ball out. Decided to take the sack instead. And it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. It brings up 3rd and likely 11.
Hey, looking at the positive, great job to step up into the pocket. Tucked that ball away when it was pretty clear the defender was about to... he was not thrilled. It looks like they're getting him off the field. His helmet's come off. Barsic's got some words going back out to do the punting duties. But
shout out to Aulamadi Adegbite. Didn't get to know if we did get a chance to say his name, but he was in on that sack. Aulamadi Adegbite. So there you go. 3rd down.
Yeah, if you're looking at this from a Broncos quarterback perspective, you maybe brought 6 into camp, but you maybe don't have 6.
Punt is sky, didn't go very far. It's jumped on, but 1 second. Who has it? Battle for the football. I don't think it'll matter. Flag went down for likely no yards, so even if the Broncos do end up on this ball, it will be for naught. Yeah. And it looks like VI will be retaining possession.
VI recovered. I will give Barsic, it is tough to go play quarterback, go have those 2 plays, and then you have to go punt. So it wasn't a great punt, but you're performing double duties there. You're not quite George Blanda anymore.
Well, there isn't. You think of VI. I was wondering if the Raiders would have players on both sides of the ball. They did not bring. They could have taken 2 short buses here rather than 1 big one for their staff today and their team. not the full roster we've seen teams come in here with, but regardless, it's effective, and they're on their way to their first win in a couple of years. Ball delivered. We got a new quarterback now in for the VI Raiders, and there is Brady Domez. We are expecting a QB change, and with under 5 to go in the fourth quarter, Domez is in the game.
Maybe I'm getting the name wrong. I'm seeing it as Dornez, but, comes in, comes out slinging, and if you're the Broncos, you have to expect that the backup's going to come out and throw, and there's no mercy in this, and that's all right. You haven't had a good game stopping the run anyway, so it's good to see the backup come in, get his time, and just go throw the ball. Like, it's the backup quarterback. Defensively, you should be able to battle against them.
And Dornez is going to throw up an interception, so we're going to get his name right this time just as he throws the pick over the middle. And it's intercepted, and the Broncos go back to work on offense as Brady Dornez and out of Steinbach Regional Secondary School, Steinbach, Manitoba. And he throws up the interception.
Tay and Lloyd, a good job on the tip drill. The linebacker really got up to tip that ball. And then, Tay and Lloyd gets his hands underneath it and turnover. It's the third turnover for the Broncos. We'll see if they're able to not turn it over immediately as they did on the first two.
So the pride of Steinbach comes in and goes 0 for 2. And here we go. It is the Broncos now on first down, and it's been a bit of a rotating carousel of quarterbacks. And what was that? Peterson in the game. Big run up the middle. Jagorczyk. He'll take it all the way near the 40-yard line. And it looks like that is still Barczyk at quarterback. Yep, Barczyk still at QB.
Great carry on first down, right up the middle.
He's had a couple of big runs tonight so far.
Had a couple of off-tackle runs, but this one's right up the gut, right behind the center, and he hits the hole hard. You have to give him full credit. When he gets that ball, he's just running full speed. Nice to see him getting to go straight downfield for a change.
Barczyk at quarterback, takes it the shotgun, looks to the left now over the middle, and nearly found Caleb Sens as they try to put that into a very tight window. It'll be incomplete.
Hey, take your shots, have some fun, go throw that ball. He almost fit it in that window. Would be nice to see, you're the backup quarterback. You don't necessarily get to throw to the starting guys all the time, and I get that, but you want to throw to the guy you're most comfortable throwing to. It's a lot of the time you'll see other football, they'll bring in a backup quarterback, and all of a sudden this random receiver's on the field. That's the guy he's been throwing to all the time. That's the guy he's comfortable with. So find your security blanket, Linus.
Let's see if Meikle can be a security blanket. They'll throw to him here. He has the ball, and he should have first down yardage. And Colton Meikle is as good a security blanket as you can find in this league, and Barczyk will move the chains.
Well, and some guys you don't need to throw the ball to all that often to get comfortable with. Big body, sure-handed, lots of speed. You can throw at Meikle all day long. You could be anybody. Go out and throw to him. You'll be just fine.
Of course, extended look at BC Lions training camp, dressed for an exhibition game, and as we talked about a couple weeks ago, won a gold medal with Canada's under-20 football team with that World Cup in Edmonton where they beat Japan in the final. And he'll line up here, wide receiver here to our broadcast left, near side of the field. And shotgun here, Barczyk back to pass. A look for Meikle again. Has Meikle, 10-yard line. That might set up first and goal. As Meikle, they go back-to-back to the big receiver out of Westside Secondary.
Good job just finding the hole in the zone from Meikle. Offensive line has held up fairly well for the Broncos today. Barczyk able to just zip that one in there. Again, this is a tryout, so just go out and throw that ball. Have as much fun as you can.
Barczyk, you mentioned a bye week, and maybe some opportunities here if he could move. Oh, let's face it, we're in garbage time at this stage of the game. And back to pass, Barczyk will throw again, looking for Meikle, touchdown. Colton Meikle puts 6 on the board, and at least a late smile here for the Broncos on offense as they go back-to-back to big number 17.
A pretty good little play. He beats the defender on the line of scrimmage, Meikle does, and quarterback just thrown to the corner of the end zone. Meikle able to catch up to it. It's a great play design, well done. Just no thought, don't wait, just fire it into that spot. Meikle gifting the defender the ball there.
He's lucky that maybe that was not flagged. We've seen already one excessive celebration penalty for that third pump, I believe, was what was called. But in this case, it is going to be 6, and they'll keep Barsic out there, and they'll go for 2. Try to get the 14 on the board here. Barsic looking pretty comfortable all of a sudden in this third possession. In the pocket, he will throw, and that was behind the intended target. He took a shot for his troubles as well, so the Broncos failing to convert on both of the converts, and Caleb Sens, I think, was trying to indicate that he was wide open, but Barsic never looked that way.
This is a little bit of a philosophical thought from me, and forgive me if I'm going a little bit too nerdy on this, but the Broncos took that play on the left hash. He's staring at the goalpost as he's trying to throw that quick slant. He's got to keep that under the bar. He's adding an extra
it's a 13th
layer.
defender, basically what it becomes.
They're adding an extra layer of difficulty on that play. If he's throwing it to the left, the field goal post isn't there. He's throwing it to his right. He's adding degrees of difficulty to plays he doesn't need to. But that said, all credit to the drive. 1 play to Sens, 3 to Meikle, and you get 6 points out of it.
But you're right, you do have to factor in the upright in some of those 2-point conversion plays, right? Like you just have to factor that it could knock down a pass very easily.
It's just the attention to detail that just seems to be lacking in every aspect of the games thus far.
All right, Broncos short kickoff. There's another one. You called it. You knew we'd see it, but Silas Gardner jumps on it, and the VI Raiders are on it. But that's, I guess, Coach Van Canet will start the game with one and end the game with one.
I do love that onside kick, though. That I understand.
It's like got an 8% chance, though, right now. Like it just hasn't really clicked.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying I love the call, but at least that particular onside kick is very appealing to me because the idea is that the kicker's going to get it.
Yeah, jump on it, right? Yeah. All right, well, let's see what VI has in store here. Good field position near midfield. Gornez will throw far sideline, nobody home. Looking for Ryshawn Diggs. That's a great receiver name there, Ryshawn Diggs. Got to get him the ball more.
Good job by quarterback. I don't think he really stepped into it. I wasn't 100% sure if he believed in that throw, but he put it to the right spot. Just you'd like to see him step into it. You got to get your momentum going forward. You know, sometimes you want to remind these guys, you're not a baseball pitcher. There's, guys flying around you. I totally get that, but you do need to step into it and throw that ball.
All right, so back to pass. Dornez pressured. He'll throw it. This time he has a receiver. He has a completion and a little bit more, and that's Ryshawn Diggs. We were just talking about him. This time those two connect, and it is a first down.
I always like to see guys getting a little love at the end of games like this. Keep trying to get him the ball.
Sideline was very excited for Ryshawn Diggs to catch that one, so you know that everyone's cheering for some of these backups. And the quarterback out of Steinbach will get back under center this time. Clock will run. So we approach a minute to play. Pitch. Cutting it back toward the middle. And some yards on first down for Alex Andrews.
Andrews does a really good job here. There's 2 Bronco defenders, and he doesn't decide to pick one. He picks both of them and just runs right in between them. He hits that hole. We're getting garbage time football right now, but good job by him on that carry. These are better than any practice reps you're going to get. It's in a game. It's live action. It's not predictable, so it's good for the backups that are out there for VI to go out and just take full advantage of this.
Second and about 7. Let's see if VI is just happy to get one more first down here and be done with it. They're taking their time. Dornez back, looking to his right. Now he's under some pressure, throws it up, and it will be dropped, but a flag in behind the play. I think maybe a late hit on the quarterback could be coming, and if that's the case, that'll be a first down. Might have been a bit of a high hit.
Yeah, it looked like they called roughing the passer, so that will be a first down. Ezekiel Smith almost answered that prayer that got thrown up there.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was. Well, from Steinbach, you might do your odd bit of praying. That's religious community.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
Not more Mennonite than,
More Mennonite,
than Catholic.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So I mean, right, sort of, the Hail Mary reference is prayer is a good. It's a good segue by you.
My
Nice
father
one.
was a Baptist minister, but we knew our share of Mennonites growing up.
Okay, all right, all playing on the same team. Here we go, first down. They'll give it up the middle. Broncos trying to keep the running back out of the end zone. That's Alex Andrews again. Good carry on first down. On first down should be enough for a first down.
15 seconds left. I'm curious if
Me
the
too.
Raiders will call a timeout and give their backups a chance to score.
This is the point of the game. If you're a degenerate gambler and the spread is 38 points and you're begging for a late touchdown here to cover the spread, but I don't think that'll be the case here today.
Well, if you're the Broncos, you want to show a lot of pride right now and just stop them from
Yes.
getting into the end zone. You've got to show some life going into the bye week. And if you're the Raiders, I mean, you're just having fun now. You're trying to decide.
Yeah, you
what
got
you're
your
getting
second
for
stringers
dinner.
in there. You're trying to score here. These guys are
Ah.
excited.
Nah, they're taking a knee.
Yeah,
That's
all
too
right.
bad.
So
I would not have blamed VI for going
yeah,
for the points there.
exactly.
That
Normally you would, but these are the backups here. They're trying to get reps. So that'll be it. And I would say a bit of a surprising result. And the Vancouver Island Raiders have served notice that they're for real this season. That is their first win in years after going 0-10 last year, 0-2 to start. They win large, 48-12, and serve notice for the Broncos. James, you got a bye week, and then you got the Langley Rams.
Well, it was never in doubt, this one. Broncos had their chances. They got a couple of turnovers, and they were just, the minute they got those turnovers, they gave the ball right back. Lots to be coached up on, lots of work coming up, and as a coach, you're excited about that aspect of the game. You want to be able to coach your guys up. Not that they were on pace for an undefeated season, but you're going to go out there, you're going to refocus your guys over the bye week and try to get ready for Langley, and you'll get to see how VI handles Langley next week. Might be a good opportunity for the team to get together and watch the game, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Hopefully they'll get two better announcers than they had here this evening. But James, great job by yourself coming in and pinch hitting for some color commentary. Had some fun here this evening. Not as much fun as the VI Raiders, but hopefully you can join us on the 17th.
John, always a pleasure. I'm happy to do any game that you'll allow me to come and partake of the master. As far as I'm concerned, the best broadcaster in the BCFC is you. I'm sorry for bringing you down a few notches, as is my lot in life.
I'm a hockey guy, but we do a little bit of football in the summer, so appreciate the words as the team shake hands, and the VI Raiders will have a happy ferry over back to Nanaimo. For TELUS, Optic, Channel 1981, and BCFC TV, we'll say so long from Hillside Stadium in Kamloops. Is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score. Two in the backfield, and he will pass. He'll roll to his right now, look over the middle of the field. Has a wide open receiver. It is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score. With the lead and with the first down, they will fake the pitch. Smith chased out of the backfield. Now he'll unload. Lots of room here to move. Two in the backfield, and he will pass. He'll roll to his right now, look over the middle of the field. Has a wide open receiver. It is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score. Two in the backfield, and he will pass. He'll roll to his right now, look over the middle of the field. Has a wide open receiver. It is caught, brought in. It's Romanoff, and Romanoff will score. With the lead and with the first down, they will fake the pitch. Smith chased out of the backfield. Now he'll unload. Lots of room here to move for Giancola, and Giancola scores with the lead and with the first down. They will fake the pitch. Smith chased out of the backfield. Now he'll unload. Lots of room here to move for Giancola, and Giancola scores 3. This time, though, 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Smith looks to his left into one-on-one coverage in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Executed 3. This time, though, 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Smith looks to his left into one-on-one coverage in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. executed. Get to that 3rd and 5.
If you get some yards on this, you can go for it. Otherwise, you got to go for the field goal.
Snyder over the middle, has a man caught and into the end zone. Touchdown. Broncos are on. Get to that 3rd and 5.
If you get some yards on this, you can go for it. Otherwise, you got to go for the field goal.
Snyder over the middle, has a man caught and into the end zone. Touchdown. Broncos are on. Sadler Smith looking to his right, looking like he was going to take off, rolling to his right now. He'll throw it into the end zone, and it is near. It is a touchdown. Near far corner of the end zone, and pass. Sadler Smith looking to his right, looking like he was going to take off, rolling to his right now. He'll throw it into the end zone, and it is near. It is a touchdown. Near far corner of the end zone, and
first half, so you have to take what you can get.
Massive play here, 3rd down. Final play of the half here, pending a penalty. Smith looks, he'll find a receiver, and it is caught, and a
first half, so you have to take what you can get.
Massive play here, 3rd down. Final play of the half here, pending a penalty. Smith looks, he'll find a receiver, and it is caught, and a
touchdown. Where you can.
All right, so VI, 2nd down. Sadler back, he'll throw it over the middle, has his man again. 20-yard line and more. Still on his feet and room to run, and he'll go all the way to the end zone. What a catch and run, Ruben Bonsu. He will put up 6 to start the 4th quarter. He does his Conor McGregor walk in the end zone and gets flagged for excessive celebration. And here we are to start the 4th quarter.
Boy, and Sadler Smith took a shot on this play. I hope we can see it on the replay. Michael Fields just finishing a tackle. Great job by VI to block all the way downfield, allowing their guy to get where you can.
All right, so VI, 2nd down. Sadler back, he'll throw it over the middle, has his man again. 20-yard line and more. Still on his feet and room to run, and he'll go all the way to the end zone. What a catch and run, Ruben Bonsu. He will put up 6 to start the 4th quarter. He does his Conor McGregor walk in the end zone and gets flagged for excessive celebration. And here we are to start the 4th quarter.
Boy, and Sadler Smith took a shot on this play. I hope we can see it on the replay. Michael Fields just finishing a tackle. Great job by VI to block all the way downfield, allowing their guy.
2nd down. Sadler back, he'll throw it over the middle, has his man again. 20-yard line and more. Still on his feet and room to run, and he'll go all the way to the end zone. What a catch and run, Ruben Bonsu. He will put up 6 to start the 4th quarter. He does his Conor McGregor walk in the end zone and gets flagged for excessive celebration. And here we are to start the 4th quarter.
Boy, and Sadler Smith took a shot on this play. I hope we can see it on the replay. Michael Fields just finishing a tackle. Great job by VI to block all the way downfield, allowing their guy to looking like a very dominant team tonight. So it'd be nice to see a rematch between them and the Sun.
1st down, they'll throw it up again and open for the touchdown catch. It is, of course, Ruben Bonsu, and he's dancing in the end zone again. One more jig pop and he would have been flagged. We're in garbage time at this stage of the game. And back to pass. Barsic will throw again. Looking for Meikle. Touchdown. Colton Meikle. We're in garbage time at this stage of the game. And back to pass. Barsic will throw again. Looking for Meikle. Touchdown. Colton Meikle puts